This is a demo of the Touchstarved prologue and not the finished product. Thank you. From Red Spring Studio. Content warning. For anyone who might be concerned, Touchstarved is intended for an older audience. It contains mature content that includes but is not limited to horror, graphic violence, strong language, alcohol and drug references, injury, and dismemberment. Player discretion is advised. Yeah, no nakey? What the hell? If you accept the content warning, yes, we click. In Touchstarved, your choices matter. The decisions you make may result in unique dialogue, interactions, or even choices in red text, which contain exclusive content. Try playing through the demo more than once and choosing different options. You might even uncover a secret ending. Arixyan, have you found the secret ending yet?
Remember, the red text is the OnlyFans option.
You have to pay for that. There are no wrong choices, only interesting ones. Arixyan, I know you played the shit out of this demo. Have you found the secret end? You did not find the secret ending.
I played one route because honestly, for some reason, it took me like 3 hours for one route, and I died, and I was very sad about that.
I thought you played through all of them.
I watched people play through all of them.
Wow! I thought that Arixyan was like the mega fan here, but apparently not. Oh god, does that make me the mega fan here? Oh no.
Maybe we will become the mega fans today. Maybe the mega fans are the friends we made along the way.
Oh shit. Getting anime on us. So,
it's name time.
Throughout all of those content warnings, were you able to brainstorm a fitting name for us?
Absolutely not.
Excellent!
Well, you two are Betty, right? Together.
We usually go by Betty, yes. But I don't know how we'd like slam Hannah Arixyan into that.
Habedian. Arixyan immediately muted. I want nothing to do with this decision.
I swear I literally just had to burp. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm down for Habedian. It makes us sound somewhat Shakespearean. Or a little eldritch.
But it's so fantastical. We'll fit right into this world.
Here. Also, okay, ready?
Go for
ready.
it.
As ready as
This world began to unravel long before you were born. It began with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore so thin it split.
Yeah, I was worried about this demo being a little too short, but if Jedi's gonna read at this speed, we'll have plenty of time.
And from that fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect. Others were mindless beasts, driven by little more than the desire to slaughter. As cities fell and unrest spread, humans united in their fear while monsters thrived in the chaos. And then, there's you.
Us!
You're not even sure if you're human. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of anyone you touch. Choose your backstory.
So, we have some origin options that will give us special dialogue as we play the game. So we're gonna go with the Hound. Confirm.
Ow. Ow.
Reminder, not actual doggo. Your name is Habedian. You selected they, them pronouns. Your backstory is the Hound. Is this correct?
The Horny, yes! This is a spooky dating sim. A dark dating sim. And we've got Hannah and Arixyan, so horny, yes. This is correct.
Don't worry, I am here to counteract all of the horny. I'm the balancing agent. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out here but death. The ever-present stench of decay and countless sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. I could say death doesn't scare me, But to tell the truth, I'm desperate. Wait, this isn't narrator, this is our character.
Well, okay, well, who's our character then?
I guess you, Birdie, would be the characters. As the streamer, I would guess you would be the voice of Hebedian.
I could say that death doesn't scare me, but to tell the truth, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. As rations grew sparse and my canteen ran dry, I began to despair, but then I saw it. No.
Castlevania.
Iridia, the city of knowledge. One of the last bastions of humanity left in the world and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's here. There, even. All that stands between me and a cure is a final stretch of salt-soaked wastes, or so I think, until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking beneath the wagon. Does anyone want to be hushed voice?
I can go. I could do this. A hushed voice. Is this fog fall?
My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, smothering out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence, heavy as the mist, falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. The fact that your mic cut out for that just made it that much better.
I'm so sorry, but it wasn't funny. But wonderful, wonderful.
Adds to the immersion.
Yeah!
Yes, exactly.
The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Then the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard, air punched from my lungs. When I open my eyes, adrenaline lends sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. Which we don't get to see, because art is hard. A trader I once...
Valid, though.
What's that?
That's valid. I wouldn't want to draw that either.
A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strings of torn muscle, gleaming gristle and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding the white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes adjust do I see a dark shape in front of me. It's LT, according to Jedi.
Also, Hannah, no, it's not Cthulhu. Stop it.
I mean, it is tentacle face, so...
Yeah.
I know, Stan.
Rude?
I know, Arixyan's
What
here.
do you mean, LT? Look at this thing. It's awesome.
It also doesn't speak, so... A soulless stoops over the twisted form of a caravaneer. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction and blink as one. See, we didn't even need LT, it's already voiced. The soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and runs at me. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. Distantly, a horse screams in the dark. I need to move now. Do we run? Or do we hide?
I say run.
It's decision time.
I say we book it!
Leg it.
Honestly, would you be fast enough to run away?
I mean, ideally it's distracted, right?
I mean, yeah, but like, being chased is like the scariest thing in the world.
We did not skip leg day! We are the hound. We're used to running through the back alleys away from crime scenes and people whose pockets we've picked and all other manner of shit that we get up to.
Well, maybe you also... Maybe we also, you know, since we know the back alleys, we know which back alleys to hide in, so hiding would be valid too.
Wow, you're all cowards.
So did we say we're running?
I don't know, it sounds like the other two want to hide.
I heard a Hannah say run. So I don't know.
I don't know.
That thing has like 14 eyes. Are we really gonna hide from it?
It also got long limbs, so there are no good options.
That just yeah, that's kind of the situation. There's no right.
Where's the pull out my Glock option?
Yeah. Where's the parry this, you
Yeah.
filthy casual option?
If we've lived in a back alley, shouldn't we have some type of weapon, like a knife at least?
I'm not gonna go at that thing with a knife, Arixyan!
But you know,
It just ate a horse!
wow!
It got eyes, so you could stab it in the eyes.
Just start poking its eyes out.
Well, it's got 1,000 of them though, so like,
Yeah.
where do we start?
What are we
You know what I
doing?
love? You know what I love? I love the mental image that our character is just there deliberating over this with like the voices in their head, playing their options.
The council is debating.
Well, the character has like at least 4 voices in their head, so
I know.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, and
Roll
all 4 of the
fragility.
voices are yelling at each other about doing run or hide! Run or hide! What do we do?
That's actually like me every day.
I feel that.
Yeah, but the situations are less deadly. Like,
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
you're not being
Everybody
chased by...
vote! Run! Run! Run!
yeah, but it's just me getting
Are
to
we
the
running?
bus. We're running.
Okay, we're running! I take off, running deeper into the haze. The fog is so thick I fear I'm heading in the wrong direction until I see a dim pinprick of light emanating from the shadow of a spire. It's faint, but it's enough. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles frantically, searching the opaque mist for the source. The fogfall twists and stretches sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He slams into me, knocking me to the ground, and slips in a patch of mud. The Solus falls on him as soon as he slows. It catches the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. We just killed a man. Good job, us.
Mama!
Well, technically the monster killed him.
Well, we tripped him.
Oh yeah.
It's everyone for their own, okay?
Yeah.
Like, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. Shit. My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib jutting up from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gouge torn deep into my palm.
Yikes.
Why is it always the palm?
Oh, man.
The pain's quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist.
Ooh. Keep. Oh, never mind.
Can you stand?
One of the travelers from the caravan leans over me.
We need to run.
They reach for my hand, and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. No! Don't touch me! The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath, my curse takes hold.
Ooh.
Their lips peel back into a deranged grin.
Did we just
Again
them?
with the mic cutting out dramatically. Did we just what?
Did we just eldritch them
Kind of.
into madness?
No. I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse. Madness of my own making. Their grip on my hand tightens until the pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me... Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath.
Die! Die!
But he's not here. Spit bubbles at the corner of their mouth and flecks my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs scream for air. Who are we gonna scream for help from? Yeah, call the monster over.
There's no air.
Yeah, that too.
True.
So we're being
Like,
murdered
it's
already.
fine.
Yep, pretty much.
You know, I'd love to see that.
Punch him in the face!
Recommendation.
I do like
I'm
our
feeling
gold
his nose.
scars. Very cool.
Pinch
We
out
don't
the
have
eye.
much.
You poke him in the eyes.
We don't have much air, so maybe.
Yeah, we
time
have
to
no air, and the only one around is the monster. So I think we just punch him.
I wholeheartedly agree.
My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch.
Damn.
The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. I pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die. And not because of the fog fall or the soulless, but because of my own curse. Tears sting my eyes. No. No, not here. Not like this. The hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine. Lips still split in that macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shuddering breath, then slump over the claws hooked through their stomach. The soulless shoves the body aside, and the glowing eyes studding its leathery skin thin as though grinning.
Our hero.
Thanks, bro. There's a flash of claws. Reds spill across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I could feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth and the icy embrace of the shallow water. Distantly, I notice an arm resting among the outcrop of reeds. Mine, neatly severed at the elbow. Should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die cold, alone, and face down in a desolate wasteland.
A hero, right, Hannah?
A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. Alright, that's the Touchstarved demo. Thanks for playing. Still getting the graphical thingy. I don't know what it is. Because I haven't noticed it. I don't know what the puppy's doing. Ah, God. Whiteout. Flashbang! If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold's gone, as is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion, until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness and terror, nothing at all. The thought is a terrible appeal to it. But the next moment, I take a reflexive breath. Air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin, a firm surface underneath me, a strange tang of sulfur in the air. A voice. This is actually an important voice. Who wants it?
I can do it.
I nominate Arixyan.
Arixyan's going for it? Go, Arixyan.
Let's go. Do not be afraid. Okay.
You remembered.
Oh, gosh.
Arixyan remembered.
Sorry. I'm a bit fanboying about my favorite characters, so.
Is this one of them by chance?
I don't know. How could you tell?
Aren't you glad I nominated Arixyan for this? Like the shock. As though you haven't played this before.
I know. I knew it. I was just waiting.
I twist my head towards the voice. Tears flood my bleary vision at the bright glow of lamplight.
Try not to move.
The voice is calm, steady, and commanding. But more importantly, it's a stranger. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Stay away from me! My words come out in little...
Danger.
Stay away from me! My words come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound.
No.
No. Who the hell is this? Do we dare try to sit?
Do we? Do we dare?
It's only polite to, look a
True.
person in the eye when we're, talking. But we're also gravely injured, so who knows?
No, we should go back to sleep. Screw this. Go to sleep.
Just go back to bed. Just
Yeah.
this is a dream, bye.
We're sitting up or lying down.
I say we lie back down and forget this ever happened.
Okay!
Lie back down and enjoy the continued gaze.
Yes, exactly. Let's
Good
just
enough
lie
for
down
me.
and look at this beautiful, beautiful man.
Or just go back to sleep. I let myself slump back against the thin pillow, wincing when the motion jolts my head.
Ah, a cooperative patient. Thank you.
The words swim in one ear and out the other without much comprehension. I pull the sheet up higher, wiping my eyes until my vision clears. I thought we were gonna pull the sheet up and just, go back to sleep. Just come to
Yeah,
bed.
honestly. We just roll around. And,
You just roll over, start snoring.
Yeah.
The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light reflects off his pristine medical coat. Is that a medical coat?
Are you alright, Birdie, tonight?
No. The tongue no work.
Are you struggling?
Word hard. Read no good.
Understandable.
I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I notice I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. Naked.
Oh.
Lying on a low cot, with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the sheet to hide them from sight, though it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange. Cursed. Inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable suspicion and disgust, but his expression doesn't even flicker from that courteous smile. Doctor's man. He just
Damn
watches.
doctor.
What's that?
Those damn doctors.
I know, they just stand there. They're just sitting there, menacingly.
That's kind of it, yeah.
I mean, look at him. That is absolutely menacing.
He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I, and who are you?
Tom, you are safe here.
Doubt.
Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe anywhere with anyone. The only people I ever trusted betrayed me for a fat purse of coin. A scowl.
I would too.
Wow!
Wow.
Never trust Jedi with money.
I like money.
I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. I like the mental image of us just, grumbling into a little burrito blanket for it. Just no. Angie. Not safe.
No.
Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hands.
I see you are not to be dissuaded.
From being dressed? No! I would like to be clothed, please.
No clothing in here. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured a replacement.
With a soft creak, he stands from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. I seem to be in some sort of medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch. A faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic that I can't quite place. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him.
Love a tall man.
Oh
Yeah.
no, he told.
Arixyan, should we be nice to the doctor?
Oh, you'd be nice to the doctor.
Thanks for the clothes, bro.
Yeah.
I should probably be polite if I can, especially since I don't know
Yeah.
who this is, what he can do, or what he wants with me. Smart.
Exactly. Logical thinking.
Thanks.
Okay.
We thanked him and he showed us his booty. I think we've got victory.
Genuinely, though. You're welcome. I will leave you to get dressed.
With a curt nod, he leaves through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. I count to 3 in the sudden silence. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. I know what I saw. That beast took my arm clean off. And yet, my arm shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least, gasping out my last breaths. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up bleeding out in the swamp. But nothing happens. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains resolutely healed. My surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I reach for the replacement clothes and began stiffly pulling them on. They are thicker and warmer than mine were, with a black woolen cloak to go with them. But there's one thing still missing. My bandages. My bandages! The golden-eyed man didn't leave me with any, even though I know he saw my hands. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps towards one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course that's when the door swings open once more.
Are you looking for something?
I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs only bump up against the edge of the cot.
Your caution is understandable, though if I meant you any harm, you would know.
You'd be dead!
Yeah.
Literally. I would literally have murdered you already.
Yeah, really. Basically, yeah.
Basically, I would have just left you there.
Right? That doesn't make me feel better in the slightest, but he makes no move towards me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton.
May I ask you why you need additional bandages?
I clench my jaw. I knew it would only be a matter of time before he asked about my hands, though the way he does it is strangely roundabout. So we can say nothing, or say nothing.
There. So we
Is it a
can
choice?
be coy, we can be angry, or we can just be nothing.
I mean, he didn't haven't done anything to deserve the glare that much.
I know, I don't know why we're so mad at this person who apparently just saved our lives, but, you know.
They did save our lives. So...
Adrenaline is a hell of a drug, I guess.
True, true.
I guess we'll just say nothing. There's no answer I could give without raising unwelcome suspicions, so I just shake my head and finish tying the bandages in silence.
Ooh, we're mysterious. I can only help if you tell me what ails you.
Yeah, we're the dark, mysterious ones now.
For once in a while, yes.
An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? Nah. Best to keep my curse to myself for now and learn more about him first. Who are you?
You may call me Kuras.
And where exactly am I?
Iridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go.
Iridia. So I made it to the City of Knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here?
I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment.
Which you provided.
Yes.
He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. thoroughly attached. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on.
Pardon?
A Solus attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm off. But when I woke up here, I trail off, bewildered. I've never heard of any magic that could heal a mortal wound like that. What kind of person could do such a thing? The doctor. How did you say it? Kuras?
Yeah, I said Kuras, but
Kuras.
I think you can also say Kuresh or something.
Well, 'cause
I'm not sure how to
He's
say
a doctor.
it.
Well, my assumption was he's a doctor, so it was like a play on cure. Kuras.
Oh.
but Kuras sounds way
yeah, we
cooler.
can also go with that. I don't know, I just... That was just the first thing
I'm just trying to be like, just trying to keep it, consistent.
Arixyan just wants them to be as exotic as possible.
Kuras.
So, Kuras.
Kuras.
Dr. Kuras!
Are they going to cure ass?
Cure ass! I'm gonna cure your ass! Yeah, he's just from, like, Tennessee.
Yeah. He's just an absolute, like, redneck. Like... Okay,
I like Kuras more. It sounds more exotic, and he seems exotic, and yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
The doctor,
Kuras.
Kuras, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair. I'm sorry, am I white? Too white to say that?
It's okay.
As soon as I said it, I'll just
Right.
start giggling. I'm all
Sweetie, you're doing
self-conscious
great.
now.
You're
I can't unhear the redneck version.
Cure ass. The doctor, Cure ass, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair quiet for a long time.
Why have you gone full redneck now?
I thought that was the joke!
Okay. I do not know where you came from, but Iridia is the city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike.
Wait,
Did we
before you
break
go
Hannah?
forward, Arixyan,
Yes.
Arixyan, can you give us the
Yes.
redneck version of that line?
Yeah, give us your best American accent.
Oh
American.
my god. Do you even know what you're asking from me right now?
No, that's why I want to find out.
Oh no. Oh, this is going to go horrible. Okay, wait. I do not know where it came from. Oh no, I'm gonna kill myself. No, please.
Don't do that, we love you.
Where did you go?
Dude, where did you come from, Cure ass Joe?
Oh my god. Okay. Information is power, and it is most unwise to give or receive it freely.
It is most unwise to give or receive. It went from
He's just from Transylvania.
it went from
He's just
Kentucky to
Romanian.
Transylvania in 2 lines.
So at this point, the Doctor has travelled the world and adopted 7 different accents, which he switches to at will.
I
No.
love that.
Could you imagine an immortal being? Their manner of speaking would be so alien to everyone, because they would have, like, accents and dialogues and slang from everywhere,
I love that,
every
actually.
age.
It would be.
I don't know whether they would. I don't know whether you do. Like, it depends how long you live in an area, I guess.
Yeah, but if you're, like, 300 years old and you haven't left your hometown, there's something wrong with you. What the Twilight bullshit? You're, like, 108, never had sex? That's a personal failure at that point. Go
You know,
travel!
maybe you're a 108-year-old ace.
Have you been outside?
True.
What? It's not sex is not a contagious bloody.
Have you
airborne
been
pathogen,
outside?
buddy.
Have you touched
I don't
grass?
go outside and one day catch the sex.
I do not want to catch
I
pregnancy.
thought that's how it works.
That's why we don't go outside.
I'm sorry, I won't be in to work today, boss. I've caught the sex. It's got me bad.
Not again, mate. Not again.
I don't know how you
That's-
interpret that as a contagious thing. Versus just like, you're 300 years old, go outside, learn a language, meet someone. Anyway, Arixyan, would you like to continue?
Thank you, Birdie, I would. Okay, so... Since you have refused to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name.
I was just...
You're new to Iridia, so I will overlook the specific breach of etiquette. However, you should not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand?
He looks pointedly at my freshly bandaged hands. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I'm also a complete stranger to him, and if he's telling the truth, he's saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time, when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Habedian. My name is Habedian. Our name. We are Habedian. We are Legion.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Habedian.
There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Arixyan,
Yes.
do we continue to be just passive and polite, or do we try to get info now that we know it's taboo, I guess?
See, I'm kind of a people pleaser, so I always go with the kind option, so I purposely want to go with the opposite right now. I want
The thing is-
information.
The thing is, turning around to a doctor and being like, "Why did you save me?" That's like turning to a plumber and being like, "Why did you fix my sink?"
Well, yes,
more
but
active-
usually you call the plumber and ask them to do
Yeah.
that. We didn't call this guy and ask him to save our lives. We just appeared in a doctor's office all of a
The
sudden.
plumber just came into your house
Yeah,
and just fucking fixed your toilet, you know?
Yeah, if the plumber walks into my house, starts plunging shit, I'm gonna ask him what he's doing, you know?
It would be a fair question.
So are we asking why?
I think a why is very nice right now
Yeah.
because information is key.
We gave him our name. Now you tell us why.
You appeared at the beginning of Bloodborne and just woke up. Cure-ass just there, helping. I like that LT has just gone with Cure-ass as his name.
A beautiful man being reduced to cure. No.
Aren't you glad you agreed to join us, Arixyan?
I missed this.
If there's anything I've learned, it's that everybody wants something. With the world in such peril, no one reaches out a hand without expecting something in return. Can I ask why you saved my life? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Kuras.
I could hardly leave you to die in the waste.
Okay, non sequitur, but I just realized I'm just looking at the little mortar and pestle, and it looks like it's wearing blue jeans. And now I can't unsee it.
I hate that you've done this to me.
I can't unsee it. It's wearing jeans. He's got them apple bottom jeans.
Got the Homer Simpson booty.
He got that booty. What that mortar do?
Oh,
That passel.
White shirt.
There's so much ass in this
You know
office.
you made my eyes burn.
What is happening right now? We've been going nearly an hour. We're not even past the first.
We haven't even left the fucking office yet. Okay.
Yeah,
Arixyan.
yeah. Oh, I already did that line.
Mm.
Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty.
He said duty. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what kind of price Kuras might ask for such a well-made clothes.
No, I suppose not. Forgive my presumption, I rarely come across a fascinating patient.
I blink. What did he just say?
What did he? I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia.
But we were literally with a whole caravan of people doing that.
True, they just all died. That's different.
We just wanted it more.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I could not help being curious about you, Iridia.
Maybe that's the pun. It's curious. 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 Curious! He's curious the curious.
It just gets worse.
It gets worse and worse.
And this is just the first one. We still have like 5 more people to meet to butcher.
I know.
Don't worry,
yeah,
Arixyan. It'll only go downhill from here.
Ooh, I'm happy to hear that.
His
I
voice.
hate it here.
You chose this. You suggested it, in fact. You reminded me that this game existed and made me want to play it again. Hi, puppy. His voice dips to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. You're pretty curious yourself.
You're pretty curious yourself.
You're pretty curious yourself.
Break your eyes yourself.
I mean, like, we'd have to do that one now just because.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. You're pretty curious yourself. Oh, he's smiling at that.
Am I?
Well, I haven't forgotten about my arm. I wiggle my intact fingers at him. Spirit hands!
No jazz hands, you know.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Clearly not.
But you haven't asked me for any payment either.
I require none from you. Travelers do not have an abundance of coin, and it would be unethical to leave you destitute in a strange place.
I fall silent, unsure what to say to that. Nobody would help a horror like me for free. There has to be some kind of catch or trick, right? Apparently it was an earthquake. A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else.
Duty calls.
Ah! Duty.
Unfortunately, you are not my only patient today.
The knocking grows more insistent, and Kures lets out a tired sigh.
Please wait your turn.
Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops.
Do you need anything before you leave, Herbidian?
Oh. Between the Solus attack and my miraculous survival, I'd almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I need directions to the Cenobium.
The Cenobium?
The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again.
Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The Cenobium's gates open for precious few visitors. Even if they did, you would not like what you found inside.
My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risked life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived, and Iridia is the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if not the Cenobium, where would you suggest?
Do you know anyone else in Iridia?
I shake my head.
Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wet Wig and ask for Leander.
Excuse me, the wet what?
The Wet Wig.
He sounds
I will
deeply
remain
unamused.
He is not a fan of the Wet Wig. Follow the postings advertising Leander's bloodhounds. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you.
That isn't much to go on, but Kures points towards the clinic's back door.
You will be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself.
Because if we're anything, it's subtle.
Exactly.
That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention.
Yeah, we're just kind of different than other people,
Well,
you know, so.
We're not like other girls.
Exactly.
We're worse.
Yeah. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish.
Except that this is a narrative story game, so that's a lie.
Sadly.
Even though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull the new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of chamber pots that have been emptied onto the street. Something weighs heavily on inside one of the cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Everything is still inside. Every last coin that I'd scraped together for the journey to Iridia. Doesn't even look like it was opened. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing.
But we were so broke they didn't even bother.
Yeah, that's the guy who steals your credit card and watches it gets denied for, like, ramen. It's just like, bro, have my money. The thief feels so bad that they just start paying you.
Yeah.
I glanced back at the clinic's closed door. Kodos didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? It's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Kurz gave me a second chance to and a lead on where I might find help. I'm not avoiding the name, you are. I'd better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. Did you say something, Hannah?
No, you.
No, we all giggled at your remark of avoiding the name.
Okay. Only like one little
no.
came through, so I wasn't sure if someone had said something. The line outside Kuros' clinic stretches down the road already. Two thin
Whose clinic?
peddlers... Huh?
Whose clinic?
Shut the fuck up. Two thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet. Deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. Child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. Hongi!
This morning's catch! Fried up, hot and fresh! Not too many eyeballs today!
What a sales pitch!
That is your story.
That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving, so I duck my head under the stall's grubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its 3 bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin.
That fish from The Simpsons, isn't it?
It is.
What's the cheapest thing you got? A vendor points at a metal basket of what looks like long, narrow strips of savory fried dough.
Fresh, long, 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth.
That's a long lad we're gonna put in our mouth. It might burn a little.
Stop it. Stop it! Stop it!
No, you can't refuse that innuendo.
Get some long lads at the wet wick. Hot, says LT with a period.
Oh, we are going to get a long lad at the end. I'm gonna tell you. You ain't ready.
Stop this immediately!
Hot, very much so.
Cease!
Oh,
Embrace the wet dick.
No more!
I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. I like that 3 coppers is apparently enough to put us into, like, major debt.
I will never financially recover.
Yeah, from this fried dough.
Yeah.
2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. The buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color, painted walls, and tinted glass everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Iridia's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the word Bloodhounds printed above his head. A motto, as above, so below, circles the artwork. If Leander is the leader of the Bloodhounds, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I follow the line of identical posters around a corner and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, The Wet Wick. The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. The inside of the bar is a far cry from the abandoned exterior. It's not even midday, yet most of the tables and booths are occupied by a loose assembly of people in matching green cloaks. There's a lot you could tell about a city by its dives. This one seems ordinary enough, even if the uniforms are unusual. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring. I'm about to head towards the counter when a chant rises from the center of the room.
Joe! Joe!
All of you are patrons, good! The remaining green cloaks abandon the bar and their booths to rush towards the center of the room in a sudden torrent. There's no time to move out of the way. I'm caught, swept along in the ale-stenched current. Hey! Rhythmic chantings drowns out my voice. I thrash, throwing out my elbows as the press of bodies grows heavier. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd is stilled. The chanting stopped. And then started again, because it's on a loop. A pair of gilded boots stride across the tabletop. Boobs! I thought it said boots, but apparently it said boobs. Who would like this dashing young breast to voice?
Well, I
nominate
wouldn't
Jedi,
mind
but
giving
that's...
this one a go.
Okay. I said I nominate Jedi.
Yep, I got this one.
Alright.
Seriously, you dogs! Again!
That's not the voice I expected him to have, I'll be honest. Scattered laughter and...
I'll take it.
What did you expect?
I don't... From you, I don't know.
Let's see.
Scattered laughter and cheers rise from the audience. I drag my eyes upwards. A well-dressed man stands on the table in front of me, his broad shoulders framed by the thick lapels of a trench coat.
This really is the last time, alright?
This time when he speaks, the audience falls silent, as though bewitched by his magnetic presence or rich, low voice. Nothing is as captivating as his smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage.
Don't blink, or you'll miss it.
He laughs, and the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It would seem I have found Leander. He raises his hand above the audience and snaps. A flash of pale green light. Real magic, no ordinary stage trick. Blinds me. As the brilliance ebbs, my gaze refocuses on the mage towering above me. He flicks his wrist, and the magic spiraling around him coalesces. A delicate flower stem sprouts from between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals spring forth. With a flourish, the mage presents the conjured flowers. The audience bursts into clapping and cheers. A genuine magic show was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wick.
I don't know what to expect from a place called that.
Entertainment. Ooh, woo. Leander plucks the iridescent bouquet out of thin air and turns in a slow circle, giving his audience a good look.
Now who could use some good luck?
Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table. Some reach for the lilies while others whistle and call Leander's name. But his cool green eyes slide right over them, locking on me instead.
How about you?
Hell yeah. Main character plot color.
Yeah!
Exactly.
My chest tightens. Every person gathered turns to stare at me. Are we taking those flowers?
Take the flower! Take the flower! Take the flower!
We
We're
do
taking
need
that
some good
flower.
luck.
Hey, Jet.
I'm gonna need that attention.
Pay attention to me! I reach
Yeah.
out, all too aware of the way my fingers tremble as I carefully take the flowers from him. There's no weight to them, only a faint warmth that radiates from the stems. As soon as the flowers leave Leander's hand, their light dims. They fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath.
That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, and they leave an impression, right?
He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Fucking bards. Telling you. Leander
Yes,
steps off the
yes.
table, dropping among the excited crowd with an audible clink.
Oh, bloodhounds! Get back to your drinks. Show's over!
The green cloaks disperse at his command, returning to their tables and booths. Before I can make my way towards Leander, his eyes find me. He gives me a friendly wave, then beckons me over to the crowded counter. I manage to squeeze beside him, but there's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Man spreading, am I right?
This your first time in Iridia?
He says it lightly, but with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stand out that much?
No, but I'm certain I remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown.
Oh, not one flirter.
Yeah, he's barred.
Keep flirting. Let's go.
My eyes flicker to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. We are not immune to hot anime men.
Exactly.
You're not, I am.
Well, that's a you problem.
Clearly,
Also,
he's
only
the strongest of us.
bartender.
Huh?
Oh. Who's gonna be the bartender?
I don't, it's like 2 lines.
Hannah, tell the bartender.
Am I a bartender? Okay. What can I get you?
Oh, he's a pirate bartender.
Ooh, I like this bartender!
Let's go.
Yeah,
Surprise me, and add anything my friend wants to my tab.
I wasn't expecting the generosity, but I have to admit, I do feel a little thirsty after all that fried dough. Now, as a streamer, I have to promote hydration, but as a character at a bar, sitting with a apparently attractive man, a
As
little
a human
spicy
being that wants
might
to have
be.
any kind of fun and enjoyment from their continued existence, will have what he's having.
I mean, we did also get stranded in, like, a salt flat, and
We
ripped to
didn't come
shred.
all this way and walk into a bar to drink water.
So what,
I guess-
are we having a drink?
How about a compromise? We all have a sip of water, but our character is having
Gets a
what
drink.
he's having.
Okay. Ready? Hydrate.
God damn it.
Hydrating.
Oh,
Ah, refreshing.
yeah.
I'd rather inebriate.
No, you can
What
do
the
that
heck
on
is
your
that?
own time. We're having what he's having.
Yeah.
While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbows on the counter. I'm close enough to notice the purple shadows under his lower lids. His eyes will wander over me in return, but when they lock on my bandaged hands, a sour taste rises in my throat. Here come the questions!
Yes.
So what brings you to the wick?
Could have sent me. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, but it immediately falls right back into place.
So, it's about work.
I am a piece of work, that's true. The bartender returns with a pair of glasses filled with what I can only assume is beer. I raise my glass and give it an experimental sniff. It smells faintly yeasty, but with an undercurrent I can't quite place. A quick sip confirms my worst suspicions. It's awful. Somehow briny and sour in a way that reminds me of pickles. Pickle beer!
Ew.
Hola, Anita, says BP.
Hola.
But any thought of complaining dies the moment I look up and see Leander taking a deep swig from his glass. He lets out a satisfied breath.
Hi, BP. How can I be of assistance?
I need to get to the cenobium. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the entire bar falls silent. Bloodhounds twist around in their seats to gawk openly. Finally, an especially drunk one speaks up.
The hell are you bringing up the cenobium in here?
Arixyan is a fantastic drunk bar person!
Yes.
Thank you, I have
Thank you for...
experience. Romo!
No, alright, I was gonna tell that.
Arixyan is just everyone in this bar.
I'm just
Every bloodhound is Arixyan.
No, please, Jedi, please.
Oh man! This is Bloodhound territory!
Wonderful, just beautiful.
He has experience with being old, you see.
Oh! Oh! The wound!
Right in the ego. The vitriol catches me off guard. From the angry looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some unspoken rule just by mentioning the cenobium. When I glance at Leander, he's drinking, as though he hasn't noticed the uproar. Only when he catches me looking does he lower his glass.
For the love of...
Drags a hand down his face.
Hey! Keep it down, will you? This is business.
I tense, expecting an argument, but the outspoken bloodhounds silently return to their drinks. Only a handful continue to watch me warily.
Sorry about them. The cenobium's a bit of a touchy subject in these parts. Mix in enough drinks and, well, you saw. How about we continue this outside?
When I give him a terse nod, he pushes away from the counter. I follow Leander to an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick where layers of frayed bloodhounds' posters have been plastered on the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his likeness on the posters is impressive.
Urus didn't send you here for help with the cenobium, did he?
From the look he gives me, he already knows the answer. I glance away. No, he didn't. He suggested I find an alternative.
Yet, here you are, asking about them anyway. What did you need the cenobium for?
I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer.
Well, I see you're already aware of the city's currency. Information's worth its weight in gold here. Curtis told you the truth. The cenobium's dangerous. Got on their bad side, and they'll imprison you if you're lucky, and torture you if you're not.
But the cenobium's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a world steeped in nightmares. If any place held answers, it would be the cenobium. That's why I came here.
That's what they want you to think, but things that seem too good to be true are often just that.
Such a simple statement, yet it leaves me reeling. If it's true, then I staked everything on a lie. Then, what now? Leander clears his throat.
But as I always say, there's a solution to every problem, and alternatives to every solution.
He claps his hands and turns to me with a brilliant smile.
That's why Curus pointed you to the Bloodhounds. Let us help you. Whether it's hunting soulless, finding people, or recovering stolen valuables, we can do it all. And free of charge.
I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his practiced speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. Listen, I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leander nods slowly.
Then your problem must be fairly serious. And if the Cenobium's your first choice, you're searching for a magical solution, aren't you?
When my eyes widen, he nods along as though he suspected all along.
I'd be happy to help you out. That is, if you'll tell me what ails you.
Leander might not work for the Cenobium, but he is a mage, and a powerful one if his demonstration earlier is any indication. I'm silent, plagued by indecision. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this could be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a pained whisper. I'm cursed.
Cursed? Oh, now I'm very curious. What kind of curse? Something ancestral or more recent?
He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally, my hands.
It's your hands, isn't it?
I wait until I'm certain my voice will remain steady before answering. My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I've even finished, Leander begins taking his glove off, tucks his left hand free, and flexes his fingers.
Let's see it.
He offers me his hand, and a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm, but I'm already shrinking backwards. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is. I can't bring myself to hurt him, to see this kind face twist into a mask of madness. Believe me, this isn't an ordinary curse.
I'll be fine. That's where you come from. Your affliction was strange and one of a kind. But spend a year in this city, you'll see 1,000 curses and thrice as many cures. Do you really think Curse would send you here if I couldn't handle it?
How should I know? I only met him today.
Exactly.
I'm as good as any mage in the Cenobium. Better even. If they can help, so can I.
You don't know what you're asking me.
I'm asking you to trust me.
That's kind of what I was talking about, yeah.
What was this about things being too good to be true?
Uh-huh.
Probably not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, true.
I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then, with a short breath, I begin unwinding the bandages from my hand. Fine, but if you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you.
You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better.
Ooh, woo.
Oh, whoa.
Even he's blushing at that one.
Now we're talking.
Now we're getting somewhere. Well, so where's the rope? With each joint I expose, I grow more and more certain that this is a terrible idea.
Ready when you are.
What do you mean? The idea just goes better.
Because we don't want to turn him crazy. Seems like a nice guy.
Make him worse.
If he's bothered by the way my hand looks, he doesn't show it. My fingers hover shakily over his palm. 3, 2, 1. Oh, did we go for it?
Oh.
So entrusting. He's super trustable. I know. Everybody here is obviously very trustable and honest and good.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean-
anybody that would help you out without even knowing who you are on the first meeting with them has to be 100% trustworthy, right?
Yeah.
I
we-
would hold back, personally.
I can't do it. I can't. The face is too pretty. We can't mess it up. I hesitate at the last second, but Leander does not. His hand closes tightly around mine.
Aw, dang.
The instant his fingers graze mine, his expression goes blank. Leander? I try to pull away, but he won't let go. My stomach sinks, fear clutching me even harder than Leander's grip as he takes a slow, deliberate step closer. Ah! His free hand rises, outstretched fingers angling towards my neck. No, you're...
Just fine.
Are you sure?
Interesting. That's one hell of a curse.
His hand lands gently on my shoulder, ready to study me. I didn't even realize I was shaking. I search Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear, soft green. Color rises in his cheeks, but he remains still except for the subtle bobbing of his throat. Dots. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of Leander's palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't prepared for. I've been with other people, kissed them, been embraced by them, and more, but not like this. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves of his palm, the smooth shell of his nails, the pulse of his heart. At some point you think you would just invest in some gloves, rather than dealing with bandages. But, you know, we gotta be edgy, I guess.
Of course, of course.
I mean, that sounds like we're touch-starved. I guess that's the name.
Hey! Roll credits!
Roll credits!
I never realized genuinely.
You what?
I genuinely never realized that.
Arixyan.
I know. I'm an embarrassment. Sometimes.
Good job, Arixyan.
I'm not the brightest
proud of you.
bulb, okay? Thank you.
For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand. Not without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing until this moment. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine is hammering as fear gives way to excitement. Poke. And you start poking him all over. Hive mind, do we have a consensus?
Oh, I think you know what my answer would be, but like...
I mean, he seemed fine, so go for it, maybe. I don't know, no.
He ain't dying, so it's fine.
Yeah,
the hive mind is thirsty.
Yes.
My hand glides over Leander's wrist and up his forearm, where smooth skin abruptly gives way to the raised scar by the edge of his sleeve. You suspect they might be slightly thirsty. Just slightly. It's fine. It matches the one that runs from his collar to cheekbone. Could it be the same wound?
Ooh, damn, that's a big one.
I glance at Leander's face, and his lips part as he considers his words before speaking.
Am I the first person you've been able to touch like this?
My hand goes still on his arm. So far.
I'll admit your touch does make it somewhat difficult to stay level-headed. But not due to your power.
Dang it, Bard Charisma.
He takes my hand. His soft green eyes flick to mine before he turns it to inspect the golden fissures crisscrossing my knuckles.
Look, we match.
He points at a golden pin on his coat collar, and I give him a small smile. I draw my hand back and take a steadying breath. My heart feels as though it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked.
May I ask your name?
We are Habidian.
You were right to hide this from me, Hebedian. That curse of yours. It's unlike anything I've ever dealt with. I can tell you're discreet, but you'd best not go showing that off to anyone else.
I didn't plan on it.
Are you staying in Lowtown?
I pause. Room and board was something I hadn't yet considered. I don't know.
Let's get you properly settled, then.
The Wetwick is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of the bloodhounds have dispersed, or in a few cases fallen asleep besides their drinks.
Got any rooms left, or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off?
The bartender, who I now realized doubles as an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. Hannah!
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
You know, I always keep the corner room open for your escapades.
Leander's laugh sounds slightly strained.
And I always appreciate it, but you're mistaken. This is just for my friend, Hannapanana.
Sure. Stay as long as you like. You two have fun.
So he's a playboy as well. Definitely a bard. Escapades, huh?
100%.
Leander clears his throat, then holds the key out to me. But I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you?
Nothing. Bloodhound rates. My treat, since you shared your secret. Food, drink, a warm bed, anything you need.
Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small, but weighs heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. I planned to steal whatever I needed to get by, no matter how dangerous. Thank you.
Go explore, Hannapanana. You'll find many roads in Iridia, each leading to different answers. But if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. Just be careful.
I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me one last friendly wave before I depart. I feel like we probably should go take a nap, but, you know, protagonist syndrome, we gotta go explore.
Yeah.
The air clings, sodden and heavy. Without the morning crowd, the sunless streets look barren and bleak. Even the peddlers are long gone. Only a pair of crows remain quibbling over stale crusts in a gutter. I feel a ridiculous pang of envy. At least they've got reason to fight. I've never felt so lost. Corus and Leander both made it clear that the cenobium can't be trusted, but I came so far, endured so much. I need to see the cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. Should have asked someone at the bar for directions before leaving. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. Shadow runs down the street in rivulets. Formless dark spreads like ink into blotted shapes. Claws stretch, a muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. A growl rumbles so low and deep I feel it. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, so the slightest movement or a single breath will snap the jaws shut around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm gonna die, I want to see what got me first. I steel myself, then turn. Turn about 3 degrees to the left. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came. I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone, except for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop.
Menacing aura.
A monster. That much is clear from a glance. One that could nearly be mistaken for human if it were not for the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle, or the dusk-pink eyes with pupil that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. Our eyes meet, and the monster uncrosses his long legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. So who wants the monster?
Who wants a cowboy?
Who wants that? I mean,
All eyes pointedly staring at Hannah's name in the chat.
Okay, so
Sorry,
embrace
girl.
my inner sassy bitch, okay?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Perfectly on point.
Jumpy, are you?
Perfect. No notes. His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable little smile. Didn't you see that shadow just now? It was massive. It moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter.
The only beasts I've seen are the Wickus's drowning regulars. Though this did catch my eye.
Is he also just from Tennessee for some reason?
Sure.
I don't question it.
I've seen. Hannah's sassy voice is just a southern redneck.
Listen, rednecks can be sassy too, alright?
Oh, they're very sassy.
I don't know accents.
It's not an accent, it's just sass.
Apparently my sassy voice is also Tennessee. So yeah.
I guess so. With a flourish of his hand, my in-room key appears dangling from his finger. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches the light. My hands fly to my cloak's pockets and, sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edge of my vision. I always attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Do we try to lie? Or do we jacuzz?
I say we try to deceive. We try to play a little prank on this prankster. Give him a taste of his own medicine, the Uno reverse.
Because that always goes well. Does anyone have any counter to that, or are we just clicking, who said that's my key?
I say we go reverse psychology on him.
Okay. Who said the key's mine? He smiles wide enough to reveal pointed canines.
Yeah.
I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. Sit like this, somebody might take advantage.
A bald-faced lie said without a hint of irony. There's no way I dropped that key, but I can't think of an explanation for how it went from my pocket to his hand. I approach the man, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick.
Keeping your distance?
Until I figure out how you managed to rob me, yeah, I am.
You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here?
He gives an exaggerated sigh.
I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you?
Yes.
Hannah's good with her hands, confirmed. Dots.
Bertie, stop this.
No. He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they would cost me more than I spent traveling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway.
Luckily for you, I don't charge.
What is this
Bad
city
business.
based on just no money? Currency-free city.
Where is the economy in this town?
The economy
I
is
can't
just
live like this.
The economy
I
is
need
favors and
currency.
secrets. Your currency is favors and secrets. And apparently horny.
I am.
The
very
currency is
lacking in
uwu.
horny. I would be desperately poor in this
Be
town.
destitute in this place. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fang. For the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. That's not what I meant.
I'm flattered, really. Were sex my trade, I would make an exception for you. How about half off for a handy?
Or you could just hand over my key.
Ask nicely, and I might even let you tug my tail.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
Just toss it
Now
here.
we're talking.
So, some spindly little sweet urchin can snatch it and run, you think?
He raises my key and tilts his head so you can watch it dangle back and forth.
I suppose I could just claim your room for myself.
Yeah, I'm sure Leander wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wake with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. Oh no, it's... You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place?
His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything.
What could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pig pen, I wonder?
He listlessly watches the arc of my key swinging around his finger.
The weather's shit, the food's... what does it say?
Dreck.
A dreck. And there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless...
Dagger's sharp eyes flick towards me. They gleam with amusement.
Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters.
All the monster fuckers in chat, raise your hands. I know you're there.
I mean, he might be onto us.
Oh no. We've been called out already.
No.
He's really trying to
We are?
sell. He's selling something. I don't think we want to buy, though. By now, my embarrassment has worn away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever experienced. Do we throw his flirts back at him, or do we just get on with our day?
We did the Uno reverse last time. Do we do it again?
I'm gonna concede on this one. I'm going to abstain on my vote. I don't flirt, Birdie, with anyone. That's not true. I was kind of flirting with Mope the other day on Skyrim.
Yeah, you were. You're always flirting with Nope. What do you
And
mean?
Bluesy. I do it a lot with Bluesy as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for someone who doesn't flirt, you do flirt a lot, actually. I mean, what's your little, like, married couple shtick with Tor?
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said.
What married couple shtick?
You know what I mean. So are we flirting back? Is that what I heard? I think BP is also on Team Horny over here, so...
I mean, if we just flirt back, we're just giving him what he wants, right?
Not
And we're
necessarily...
clearly not amused
I
by
mean,
this.
we're giving him what he wants, assuming that's actually what he's interested in.
Or maybe that's the last thing he expects.
Exactly!
Maybe he just wants to get a reaction from us.
Yeah.
And be like,
And so
Why
by
not
us
stop?
being like, lol, no, we're denying him what he wants.
Alright, let's do it. Let's fight fire with fire.
Uno reverse, go! How'd you know that I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I saw?
this was the best
Th-
decision.
This is our idea of flirting, apparently.
Oh my god.
Arixyan is dying.
That was humiliating. Damn. Ooh.
But hey, it earns us a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes.
Aren't you funny?
Could you be any more obvious?
I have been told subtlety isn't my strength. So, your place or mine?
Do we just keep riding this train and hope it goes somewhere
Let's
helpful?
ride it all the way to Oklahoma. Let's go.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
If only I had my key, then I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to the key in his hand and back.
Come, take my hand. We'll go together.
The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent
doubt.
monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeves. Oh, but his sleeves are so see-through, how could he possibly? Ride the cat
This
train?
is literally-
I'm pretty sure he's a fox, guys. Which is basically
This
cat, but
is
still.
literally a fox guy. Fox are tricky by, like...
Yeah, this
archetypes.
is... What are the Japanese fox spirits called? That are literally gods of, like, trickery and horny.
You're thinking of Kitsune.
That's the one.
Yeah.
He even has the, like, face markings and everything.
Uh-huh.
And something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack. Or bite.
I won't bite hard unless you bite. I can't say that with a straight face.
Why not, Hannah?
Fine. I won't bite much unless you beg me, you know. I don't know.
No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. Even when I'm silent,
Same.
he goes on as though we're having a conversation, not a standoff.
Tell me, do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. The Lewd is utterly exquisite, truly a performance to die for. There's life in this dreadful place, if you know where to look.
You sound like you know the city well. The man's gaze flickers from me to the key dangling from his finger.
Naturally, this dump was little more than a miserable little smear when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown, I know Iridia like the back of my hand.
What about the Cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes.
Everyone's just like, no, don't talk about that. We don't. There is no war in Basing Say.
We don't talk about Brunobium.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Surely you've seen it. The absurdly large tower looming over the rest is a little hard to miss.
He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia.
The Cenobium is overrated. Forget about it.
I love that Tana reads the line before actually reading it, so she just starts giggling
like,
before she said anything.
If I don't, then I will.
Read the line, Hannah.
Go ahead, Hannah.
I can show you things those stuffy boars in their limp dick tower couldn't even dream of.
I've got plans.
Oh! Have you some pressing matters at the Cenobium? Lunch dates with the librarians, tea times with the most esteemed abbess? Abbess? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Abbas.
Yeah, abbess.
Also, hey, librarians are lovely. And tea time with them sounds nice.
It does sound nice.
And besides, that's my business. What does it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him.
Your loss.
The stranger, finally bored of his tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hands spring shut around my elbow.
Oh, damn.
Hey! Everybody getting real close to us. He yanks me down and I stagger, my soul slipping on the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them, even as his fingers dig into my arm.
I knew I smelled blood. You reek of dead. And the road. Oh no, he doesn't like him. And that fucking doctor.
His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. Shadows around him seethe and boil as he pulls me closer.
And something else.
He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. Let go. Try to twist away, but he doesn't budge. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. But just as when I fear he'll bite, he takes a deep whiff instead. Fucking dogs, man. Just come over and start sniffing you. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes up at me.
Not quite human, not quite monster. Seems we're both...
Random character, go!
Bear!
From memory, it is a feminine voice, but it doesn't matter. It's not a real character.
It's hard to know beforehand.
Yeah, I know. Hence, from memory. The stranger's ears flatten, and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging it where his grip left grooves in the bandages. The stranger twists around to watch a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. Her pressed uniform bears the insignias of the Cenobium.
I leave you for all of what, 10 minutes? And you're making the trouble again? Will you quit harassing the tourists?
The stranger, Veer I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile.
So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine?
A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes minutely. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Veer cuts in.
I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice.
Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens.
Danger draws... Hold on, read that first. Danger's drawn to you like a moth to a flame. It will always find you, given time.
The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times.
Word of advice? Don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in streets. This crook could sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it.
She shrugs off a wilting look from Veer.
Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still.
Veer rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his chair aside so it drapes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long... I thought he was standing up from a chair. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from the harness attached to his collar, but a leash. A heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. Veer posed deliberately to hide his leash from me. The woman produces a keyring from her pocket. She rifles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock.
Come on, unless your friend's tagging along on our merry little soulless hunt.
They're hunting for Solus inside the city? Words momentarily fail me. The woman regards me with a polite, if tight, smile before marching down the stairs. Veer lingers. He stretches his arms over his head and with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back.
Hannah.
Oh, sorry, I was coughing. Your little secret is safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed,
Veer hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me.
Hannah.
I know.
Was one more line of. Did you try that thing I mentioned? The Loventian knot?
That's the one where you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you, it's disgusting.
Veer's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. Wait! Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. I use the key from my pocket and smooth my thumb over its teeth as I try to recall a touch, a tell, or any hint of Veer's sleight of hand, but I can't figure out how he did it. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to leash him, a fate I could share, if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze to the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, and then I can put all this behind me. This time, the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. It's easy enough to follow the sluggish river that splits Aridia in two. A colossal bridge arches over the dark water below. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing ever uphill towards the distant tower. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beading on my forehead, I finally find what I was searching for. The Cenobium of the Luminous Void. It stands at the highest point of Aridia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, paying no attention to the massive tower in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up and up until the top of the Cenobium tower disappears into the clouds overhead. I frown up at the gates, wondering what horrible traps they might contain. Despite their delicate beauty, there must be more to them than meets the eye. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. I'm halfway up the steps when something moves in my peripheral vision. A shadowy figure crouches beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tug on a vine as if testing its strength.
Oi! You!
Shadow vanishes as quickly as I spotted it, and a gaunt-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up the step toward me.
Oh, another tourist? Get out of here once you're done gawking.
I appreciate that Jedi just fell into his Bobby accent for the guard.
Beautiful, absolutely stunning.
It's fitting!
It is!
A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words, and he turns on his heel without even waiting for an answer from me. I look back at where I saw the intruder, but there's nothing, just the leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. I step away from the gates, helplessness washing over me. Who wants to be a little spooky?
I can be the spooky.
You want to be
Be
spooky, Arixyan?
I want to
Arixyan.
be spooky. Hello.
A whisper, so close I could feel the warm brush of breath on my skin. I instinctively jerk away, but there's no one beside me. Halfway down the staircase, I spot a woman swaying in the breeze. She's gaunt as a rail, her blouse moth-eaten. I'm unable to take my eyes off her, not because of the way she smiles a little too widely, or the way her tousled braids look unbrushed for days. Because her eyes shine a vibrant, unnatural crimson. I'm both entranced and unsettled by their subtle glow.
These days, you'd need a miracle to get in there.
I'm unsure how to respond, or if I even should. Are we sarcastic? Or do we just shut the
We
hell
are
up?
I like sarcasm. I approve of
Alright.
sarcasm.
Honestly, yeah.
Well, seems like I'm in the market for a miracle. Know anyone selling? She beams at me like I said the greatest thing she's ever heard.
Lucky for you, I have them for free.
Whatever she's selling, I am not interested. My words come out in a tired breath. No thanks. I start down the stairs, but she abruptly steps into my path. She turns her back to me, and before I can react, she slips her fingers under the lacing of her collar, stripping out of her blouse in broad daylight. What are you doing? As worn fabric unveils bare skin, my panic is smothered by cold horror. A misshapen, sunken scar carves into the woman's body. Pitted, gnarled skin snakes down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. A shuddering breath escapes me. What the fuck? Whatever disease this woman had ate away from her from the inside out. How is she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She shouldn't be alive, and yet...
The power to cure anything can be yours too. The power sea spring.
The woman slides back into her blouse and deftly laces it up.
If I've caught your interest, follow me. It's only a short walk away.
Without another glance, she leisurely strolls down the cenobium stairs, whose braids bobbing behind her. The edge of her scar peeks out from under her collar. I stand there, wordless, until I manage to regain my bearings. It's a twisted miracle, but it's a miracle nonetheless. This could be the stupidest decision of my life, but what choice do I have? I take a final look at the cenobium's shut gates, then follow her down the steps. We descend from the higher streets, leaving behind their gilded decadence as we cross the river. The wet, derelict districts feel more familiar to me. But the crimson-eyed woman takes me farther, but farther still, till I'm met with an all-too-familiar sight. My gut lurches when I face the open horizon. The city's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight, and probably safer for it, but venturing beyond Iridia's walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon.
Keep going straight, and the sea spring will reveal itself to you.
I bark out a bitter laugh, loud and involuntary. Ha!
I'd rather not.
I'd rather not.
Honestly, no thank you.
Are you kidding? It's not safe out there.
You're as safe inside the city as outside of it. Truthfully, the territory before you is the safest of all.
What do you mean, territory?
This region belongs to Ice. Most people know him as a gang leader, but he's much more than that.
Dots. I squint against the empty wastelands. Only a fool or someone with nothing to lose would leave the city. Apparently I'm both. But if the sea spring cured her... Yeah, at least we know. But if the sea spring cured her, I need to see what it can do for me. I set off into the wastes. Over my shoulder, the woman calls after me.
Good luck, Habidian. I hope we meet again.
My heart pounds with each step I take from civilization. For what seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward, one step then another. Then a realization hits me. I never told that woman my name.
Oh.
Something pierces their
I
right.
missed it.
Huh?
I'm sorry for missing. So there was this red-eyed woman, and she was at the.
We found the cenobium, and we were about to walk in, but we got told off by a guard. And as we were leaving, this red-eyed woman is like, "I can give you a miracle. Follow me." And she has led us back into the wasteland where we nearly died, like 10 hours ago.
Ah, what could possibly go wrong?
Mm-hmm. We are stupid and desperate, so let's go! Something pierces the...
Yeah.
Huh?
I was gonna say, let's go look for a miracle in the place where we almost died.
Yeah, I'm sure this seems fine.
Us dying is actually the miracle.
That is a cure, I guess. Something pierces the horizon ahead of me. A building, nestled into a tall cliffside, but so starkly out of place it might as well be a hallucination. It drips with extravagance and honeyed mahogany, an ornate jewel of architecture. A row of dark silhouettes stand out on the horizon. Trees, I think, until I'm close enough to realize that what I mistook for branches were spikes and jutting tendrils. Soulless. Several of them watch me in the distance like statues. I don't think. I just run. Exploding into a messy sprint, I push my legs as fast as they'll take me towards that decorated building. Flashes of last night chase me. The gushes of blood and screams of death. The smell of burning flesh and sour bile. I can't go through that again. I won't. Well, at least this time there's no one else to kill, right? The only blood we'll smell is ours. The next thing I know, I'm dashing up wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors. I gasp for air, my lungs burning from exertion. I'm desperate to be safe, but when I process my surroundings... it's more hellscape than sanctuary. Blood flows all around me, overwhelming my vision with a lurid, unholy red. Instinctively, my hand leaps to my mouth. But the rotted stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air, sharp and spiced. I swallow thickly, convincing myself that it's not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the Sea Spring, the place that grants miracles. Nah, it's just Kool-Aid. Still don't suggest drinking it.
Yeah, the freaking Kool-Aid man just comes out that gap in the rocks in front of us.
Yeah, who do you think made that gap in the rock? How does one swallow thickly? Just a big ol' gulp. Pulling my eyes away from the pool, I'd taken the rest of my environment. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes. Seating pillows scatter the floor. A rustic kettle sits nearby. Someone must live here, despite how eerily empty it is. I don't think we should disturb the holy place, but I guess we can... Oi!
I say we see if there's anyone in. Just go, hello!
Hello!
Knock knock! It's full of all that red juice! Yeah, it's the Kool-Aid. Hello? Is anyone there? My voice echoes across the cavern without response. I approach the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me more. I reach for... the highest one, the bottomest one, or the closest one?
The bottomest one?
Yeah,
I
bottomest.
like the...
That says bottommost.
I know.
Yeah, let's read the bottomest one.
Yeah. You want to read the bottom one? You want to go for the bottom, huh?
Go
Bottom.
for bottom.
Go for bottom.
Yes, yes.
Alright,
go
everyone
for
here
the
likes
green
bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I reach for a note at the lower end. It reads, "They watch me through the mirrors. They won't stop staring. They know what I did, but they won't have me. I'm safe now. I'm safe now. I'm safe now." Let's give for target.
Perfect, perfect.
The writing deteriorates into unintelligible scrawl. Before I can...
You spoke Latin.
Cthulhu Fatagan. Before I can...
No, there's no Worcestershire sauce.
It's no Worcestershire.
BP is pressing X so hard right now. Press X to doubt.
Yeah, X to doubt safety. Before I can ponder it further, a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I quickly set the note back, my eyes darting around the room and... eyes darting around the wooden deck, but it's still empty. Vacant. Finally, I look towards the sea spring. That stillness hides something deeper. Something wrong. Yeah, it's the Kool-Aid Man. Who would like This voice.
Shithead character? I could say shithead character.
If it's not you, I'm looking pointedly at Arixyan's name again. Who's ignoring me, apparently. Alright, do you want to
fit in, Arixyan?
What did you say? What?
Would you like to play the shithead?
I can play the shithead.
That's not what I asked, though.
As I recall, this might be another of Arixyan's favorite, unless that's changed.
Oh, well, in that case, I just have to concede then, right?
Design-wise, yes. Okay.
Oh, you just like looking at him, I see.
Yeah. Oh my god, wait. Deep voice. It's deep voice time.
Arixyan's just a looker.
Yeah,
just
window
a-
shopping.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner, if I dare say so. You know?
Gonna learn something about him.
That's for sure.
Stop it! Just read the damn line.
Hey.
Arixyan, you gotta channel your inner dude bro for this one, I feel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, apparently this is just dude bro, yeah.
Hey, sup? Yo, you
We've
up?
encountered,
bro.
we've encountered California, man.
And this
Okay,
bitch would
I'll
text
try.
you up.
Okay, so I have no idea who this character is because I
Well,
haven't
you'll
played
see,
the demo.
you'll see.
Oh, don't worry, Hannah.
From
We'll
your
see.
from your hints, it's like a surfer dude.
He's
Not quite.
yeah, he's not quite a surfer, but he is a bit of a bro. So
I mean, there is an ocean of something.
No.
yeah, he's gonna surf that blood pool, you know, catch the
Surfer
no
or-
waves.
Surfer or like with the jock energy, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
eldritch.
You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Sounds like an interesting combo.
I think you'll
I'm
like
curious.
him. I spin around and come face to face with a pack of soulless. They chitter and growl, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly, all different sizes and species, but sharing one identical trait: glowing crimson eyes. I try to back away, but my heel teeters over the sea spring. Titters! All the titter!
Titters.
I'm cornered.
Watch your step. It's deeper than it looks.
That's what he said.
Okay, no, I cannot do it with
This is the perfect voice. I regret not.
This is the canon voice now. I accept no substitute.
Oh no! Oh.
That voice again!
Mama, your little mama, let me whisper in your ear, and
Oh, mama!
What's that line that you're always attributing to dude bros? That
Yeah.
yeah.
Watch your step. Watch your step, bro. It's pretty deep.
dude,
Dude.
dude, where's your car? Dude,
Hey.
Hey. Okay.
That voice again. At the sound of it, the soulless freeze, their snarls quieting. Hand. I search for the voice's source and find it above me, lounging in the rafters.
You look lost, little sparrow.
His gaze is a violent crimson, one that sears through me and leaves me feeling raw and exposed. Ooh, woo.
Stop it.
This. I just love that every time I say anything, there's just the little stop it from Jedi. Immediate stop it. I live for the stop it.
Yeah.
They're the same eyes I've seen over and over. First with the scarred woman, now with the soulless circling me. All bound by the sea spring's blood red. In the shroud of darkness behind him, shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams.
oh whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Ooh. I can't focus. The soulless' growls ring in my ears. They're not advancing, but that could change any second. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. think this is
a different
Arixyan.
character.
Arixyan.
I think it's
What
still
was it just
Arixyan.
said? Yes. Hey. Eyes on me.
Oh, so he's a K-pop star too.
Yeah.
My stomach rolls as I tear my eyes away from the soulless.
Don't ignore someone who's talking to you. It's not polite.
It's like rude, yeah.
It's like,
Like,
so
totally
rude,
rude, bro.
like, what the fuck, man?
For a moment, anger
Oh,
knocks
no.
my fear aside. Who is this bastard?
Okay, listen, I feel like there's one correct answer here.
And what would that be, Arixyan?
We're gonna flip this guy up hard.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you!
I mean, that's my, yeah, like,
Yeah.
who are you to tell me what to do? Fuck you.
Exactly. Like, just no.
I look right into his unnerving eyes, holding his gaze defiantly. Fuck you. Is that better? A crooked grin cracks across his face. I like that his name is now
We'll work on
Bastard.
Bastard.
Yeah. We'll work on it.
I scan the soulless again. They really aren't attacking. Posturing more than anything else. Almost as if they're waiting for commands. Did you tame them?
Power of the sea spring, dude. They're hungry, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them, though.
How about I didn't do anything wrong?
Trespassing.
And that's punishable by death. He gives a non-committal shrug. I called out earlier to see if anyone was here. Were we supposed to play hide and seek?
Didn't hear you.
That's a new problem.
You're
Yeah.
cutting out your ears, bro. My voice stops in my throat. This man's terse coolness is both infuriating and terrifying. I rack my brain for a way to defuse the situation. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Unless...
Tell me what I want, what I really, really want.
Between Dude Bros and Boy Skills, we seem to have reverted to the 90s for this character.
Heck yeah. This dude is the most 90s. He is the most radical. I mean,
He's literally ancient.
we've been kind of a shithead to him,
I'm sorry,
but I
I'm sorry,
feel like
Arixyan.
the...
Did you just say the 90s is ancient?
Man.
We're all old. Well, I am.
Can we
No,
ban
it's like-
Arixyan, Birdie?
No, I need them to read these lines for me.
Excuse me.
They have hurt my
Excuse me,
feelings.
princess.
They implied the 90s was an age ago.
I thought the implication was that Ais was old enough to have been through the 90s, but I guess they could just be insulting us all as well. It's Arixyan. They come back just immediately like, y'all old. Y'all
Oh my
ancient.
god, I would never. No, I would definitely. But
You
still, that's
Arixyan's back, just like, yo, you guys are ancient.
yeah.
Y'all old!
Guys, y'all are old.
How are
I
we
gave
responding
2 ways.
to this imposing
I-
man?
Okay, I would say it seems like a douche, so I don't want his help even if he has it.
Yeah, I say we assert ourselves and be dominant.
Yeah, let's assert dominance. Let's T-pose.
Have any of these fine folks not tried to murder us? Leander didn't. Leander
Yeah,
was pretty
Leander was
nice to
great.
us. Actually,
I don't know
Kuros
about
tried to
Leander.
fix us, actually.
Yeah.
Did
So
successfully.
far, it's about 2-2. So we're bad
Kuros,
even.
Kuros actually cured us.
Yeah. Hence the name. Alright,
I
tell
will-
me what you
I
want.
will. Yeah.
You really, really want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'm not in the mood for guessing games.
Your hands.
Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. He's gonna chop him off! And feed him!
No! Show me, bro.
Why?
Just show me. I won't ask twice, man.
With a sharp huff, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on this?
Unwrap them.
Man lives for those hot hand nudes.
Look,
Pics. No, this
foot
guy's like ham.
fetishists are overrated. Where are the hand fetishists?
He's like genuinely like ancient, so he's like, for him it's like seeing the ankle of a Victorian person for the first time. He's like, show me those hands right now.
Show me the wrist. Pull it up.
Show me those wrists.
Show me your
it's not.
moves.
It's only hands, but
Only
yeah,
hands.
Only ankles, only hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Heat rushes to my face and fire to my tongue. I should give him a piece of my mind, but not when his soulless are one command from ripping me to shreds. Yet no matter how much I will myself to move, my body is frozen in place. I stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling when I finally raise them. I know the skin beneath the wrappings all too well, the hideous, unnatural flesh I've grown to despise. I grip the edge of the bandages. Arixyan!
Oh. Yeah, I think I'm always like to silent, so you can't hear it when I say it.
Oh. Yeah,
Stop. Yeah, probably didn't take it through.
I guess you can bring the voice up like a half an octave just so that we can hear it.
Okay, I can also just bring my microphone a bit closer.
Yeah, just
Oh,
shove
okay.
it in your face.
I will shove it in my face. I will eat my microphone right now.
Do it, coward, he won't. Apparently the sound of Arixyan eating is
I can eat my microphone, wait. Did that sound better?
That doesn't sound like anything to me.
Oh, okay.
The
It's
A in
fine, Arixyan.
ASMR is Arixyan. With a weird...
True.
Sure. With a weary sigh, the man slides off the beam and lands with a thud that shakes the panels underfoot. He's a monster, with an imposing figure that towers over me. I couldn't tell how tall he was before, but he's big. Illuminated by lantern light, his features are stronger, sharper. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. A lot of cowboy imagery happening here.
True.
Got the clink of the spurs in there, and talking about hitch. What does he want? Is he gonna kill me? I step backwards. And find nothing to set my foot on. I'd forgotten my back was to the sea spring. I fall, right before a warm hand catches my lower back. What do you mean, ugh?
No, he...
No, that means we have to rely on his help. That's the worst.
Ugh, he's
the worst.
actually nice. Ugh, the worst.
No, it's not nice.
How dare he be multifaceted?
Yo,
He's the asshole alpha bro. Don't like him.
I'm hovering above the sea spring, the scent of smoke and leather enveloping me. Blazing crimson eyes bore into mine.
told you to watch your step.
I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I weigh nothing, he guides me back to solid ground and steps back. Following
Okay, well,
a...
that's kind of nice.
He's a gentleman. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the soulless around us disperse and relax. The shift in their demeanor is so abrupt it gives me whiplash. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, though now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I exhale a breath of relief. Thanks! As focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. He kicks some seating pillows out of the walkways, checks the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. So that's it. I'm not a threat anymore?
Never wear one.
Then why'd you threaten me?
People get honest when they're afraid.
In other words, he was messing with me. I drag a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact that this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. You're Ace, aren't you?
Depends on who's asking.
One of your friends told me this was your territory. She also said you were a gang leader. But there's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people.
They're the pet tentacles. What do you mean?
Tentacles are people too!
Each tentacle is like one gang member.
Yeah, the soulless are people. Ace picks up the kettle and walks to the edge of the sea spring, then dumps out the contents into the endless red.
Gang took a walk.
So that's why the tentacles aren't here anymore.
They just went for a little walk.
Yeah. So the options are doctor, cowboy, catboy, or demon boy. Yes.
Yes. So far. We might not be
far.
done. His pleasant smile stretches across his face, ear to ear. Then in an instant it drops. I get the sense that I shouldn't ask about his gang again. Something must have happened. I've learned to recognize a real leader when I see one. Ace, regrettably, fits the type perfectly. He knows how to scare people, and he expects submission. But it's uncommon for someone so used to being in power to be so alone. So he's a top.
You need. Oh. Well.
Stopping Arixyan in their tracks.
Well, you know, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You know.
Oh, okay.
Let's just say that.
Well, I guess let's
I
get
have
to know
different
better.
visions here. You know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what do you need the Sea Spring's power for?
Depends. Can it cure a curse?
Probably.
You mean you don't know?
Nope.
He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. When he notices, he returns it with an amused smirk. Are you being irritating on purpose?
Yep.
Listen, Sparrow. The Sea Spring can cure anything. Nothing. That's nothing stopping you from trying it yourself. There's the typo.
Alright, what do I have to do?
Drink.
I have to drink from the sea spring? Don't drink the Kool-Aid, it's a bad idea!
Don't drink from the blood pool,
Don't drink
please.
from the
I'm
Kool-Aid.
begging you.
My eyes...
Literally don't.
My eyes glide to the blood-like pool beside us. The idea of ingesting the strange liquid makes my guts churn.
Thank you.
Is there a price?
Always.
Ace taps his temple with a finger.
You lose it a little bit.
That's it?
A little bit.
just a little... oh, is that all? Might have already beat it to the punch. My humor earns me an
That all?
amused... Yeah, oh, did I just lose my mind? Easy.
Oh, it's
That's
oh,
it.
no biggie.
Yeah, who's
For me.
who's
Come
using
on.
those? My humor earns me an amused, feigned grin.
This is a little different. I forgot how to do the voice.
Just whatever.
Wait.
However you're
Okay.
comfortable.
Oh no, now I remember. When you drink from the sea spring, you forget who you are.
Like that you were just contentedly going through lines and then are like, oh wait, shit, I'm doing a voice.
Yeah, I forgot
When you
about
drink from the
this
sea
spring
spring.
voice.
So
Your mind
I don't-
combines with everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless, one big happy family in your head.
you know what we said about Legion in the start?
We are
I
Legion.
don't think
Yeah, we're already 4 voices. What's a few hundred more?
Honestly, yeah.
My blood runs cold. I've heard of these before. Group minds. I thought they were just rumors. I've heard whispers of cults performing rituals to bind their members' minds together. Never seemed possible. But something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, are you sure about that?
Are you sure?
Before I can finish my sentence, he strides past me towards the entrance.
Time's up. Let's finish this later.
Wait, already? You barely told me anything.
Came on a bad day. I've got somewhere to be.
There are still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue, but my frustration spills out before any of them. I was told to come here for help, but instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right?
What's your tone? I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood.
My skin prickles. The feeling of being watched washes over me again. My eyes dart back over to the sea spring. A lone ripple dances on the quiet surface. I take Ace's advice and clamp my mouth shut. Ace approaches a nearby Solus, a lanky, dog-like one with 6 legs and a crown of tendrils. Several sets of crimson eyes adorn its sides. Its forked tail wags rapidly when Ace squats beside it. He runs his fingers through the tendrils, scratches its chin, and pats its head.
So our friends.
See, Solus are people!
Soulless are doggos!
They are doggos and they're good boys.
A gentle smile plays across Ais's lips. The affection he holds for the Solus is painfully clear. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight.
It's getting dark out, so this pretty girl will guide you back. Oh, she's a good girl.
She's a good girl.
Good girl.
Following a short whistle from Ace's lips, it trots over to the entrance obediently, tail swaying.
Wee.
I watch the Solus warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it, and the idea of it protecting me sounds absurd. If I decide to drink, how should I find you?
Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction.
Don't drink the Cthulhu aid.
But think it over. Once you drink it, you can't go back.
It's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a cure, as disturbing as it may be. I follow the Solus at a measured distance and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. When I'm about to cross the threshold, I sneak one last glance behind me. My heart skips when I meet Ace's eyes. I'm about to snap my head away, but he just flashes me an easy smile.
Till next time, Sparrow. I'll buy you a drink for scaring you.
As long as it's not Cthulhu aid.
Yeah, but yeah, check that drink. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another curt nod. Outside, more crimson-eyed Solus scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening pack from before. They chase each other in circles, roll around in the bog's mud. They pay no attention to me as the dog-like one escorts me away. It's an uneventful trip. Sometimes the Solus looks over its shoulder at me to make sure I'm still following.
Cute.
I don't know why it needs to look over its shoulder when it's presumably covered in eyes. But, you know, it's a nice gesture, I suppose.
What dogs do? They always like check to see.
Yes, because dogs only have 2 eyes that point forward. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. The Solus sits and looks at me expectantly with familiar crimson eyes. I mean, there's only one right answer here, right?
There's only one option.
Pet
There's
the doggo!
literally only one option.
Pet.
As nervous as I am, I carefully glide my fingers through the Solus's tendrils and scratch beneath its chin, just as Ace had. It pushes into my palm and responds, rumbling with a sound akin to a purr. The vibrations are soothing, almost healing my fatigue.
Aww.
When it's satisfied,
So
the soulless
cute.
spins around and scampers back in the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. We made friend! Yay!
Yay! We met Doggo!
Pet the doggo.
We pet
Pet
the
doggo
dog.
friend.
Mission accomplished. We pet the doggo.
I'm happy.
Alright, we can end here.
That's
Everyone's
all I wanted
happy.
to do in that game. Everything, like, roll the credits.
Yeah.
I'm happy now.
See, this game's got something for everybody. These three got their thirstiness, and I got my doggo pet.
You can't pet the dog.
I get to pet Eldritch Doggo.
Yes.
Isn't there an account? Can you pet the dog? Approved.
Yeah.
Yes, you can pet the weird goop dog.
This is approved.
Yes, yes. And it was very cute in the way it was described.
It's barely
10
my
out of
first day in Iridia, and I've already encountered so many things I'd thought were impossible. Tamed Soulless being one of them. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day.
Maybe.
Nightfall creeps across the streets of Iridia. The city, labyrinthine even in the daytime, has become a warren of treacherous alleyways. The streets are completely deserted, and if I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this part of the city abandoned. I make my way through the winding streets, doing my best to keep my bearing towards the wet wick. My steps slow when I hear rustling in the dark. I strain my ears, but everything is still. Is the silence playing tricks on me? I don't know, what do you guys think? Is the silence playing tricks on us?
I think something's up.
Probably.
I'm suspicious.
With everything we've encountered today, I would just... Whatever sound it is, just run at this point. Like, just don't even look what it is. Just run. It
It's
definitely
quiet.
is something that's trying to kill you.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Something is wrong.
Yes.
Fine hairs on the back of my neck prickle, a frisson of discomfort running down my spine. Something is wrong. My eyes dart from one side of the street to the other, searching for movement, but the shadows are as deep and dark as pools of ink, and I see nothing. I can't stay here. I need to reach a busier part of the city. Drawing my cloak tighter around my body, I hurry on my way. Though I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, there's only the sound of my own footsteps. As the moments pass and nothing happens, I begin to wonder. Maybe I really did imagine the noise. I turn the next corner, and my thoughts come screaming to a halt. My head spins, the world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amid the haze. The soulless that attacked the caravan. It's crouched over a dark, indistinct shape. A body. A garland of intestines spills from pallid flesh. Blood grouts the cobblestones. For a mercy, the soulless is too distracted by its meal to have noticed me. My feet feel as heavy as stones, but I can't just stand here. Holding my breath, I take a step backwards. When the wet slurping sounds don't abate, I take another. And another. Then a shard of glass crunches under my heel. The
Oh,
world's-
god damn it.
Huh?
Dang it. Dang it, glass.
Stupid bottle. I think it's little
Yeah.
fingy spines. It's weird.
Yeah.
The world seems to slow to a crawl as the soulless raises its head, blood dripping from its tendrils, every single one of its bulging eyes fixed unblinkingly on me. It's really here. It's come back for me. Run!
I love that that's the only option.
Bitch, run! I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets.
wait.
What?
Wait, remember what we were saying last time? Remember how we were having a conversation about running from the last one? We were like, oh, we've got no dark alleyways to dodge inside.
Yeah.
And now, but no, we do!
Well, they're
Well, we're
unfamiliar
running through
dark
them.
alleyways, but maybe they'll help.
LT would like to posit that we could also just date the solar.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true. The
Yes.
soulless has a picture,
Absolutely.
therefore it's dateable. That's how these games work, right? Only the people with pictures are the dateable ones, right?
Sure.
The
That's us
nice
unable,
soulless doesn't have a picture.
Maybe this soulless also wants some pets and love.
Yeah, it just wants some woo-woo. That's why it's all tentacly.
Maybe the soulless is also touchstarved.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe we can fix that.
Maybe we can.
Behind me, a piercing bay splits the silence, and heavy footfalls pound after me. My heart thunders in my chest. I take turns at random, trying to lose it in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can hear its breathing now, a wet, fluttering rasp growing closer and closer. The same claws that severed my arms swipe out. I duck, saved by pure reflex, and skid around a corner. I take 3 running strides before the bottom drops out of my stomach. A wall, twice as high as me, bars my way. A dead end. When I turn around, the soulless looms in the entry to the alleyway. It's no longer running. It doesn't have to. As it prowls closer, my thoughts race. Some of the buildings lining the streets are lit. There must be people inside. It's a long shot, but... we're in danger.
We're in danger.
Is it?
That's not an option. We can scream for help,
Sadly,
or we
but
can
I
try
like
a
how
door.
you think.
Yeah,
A
Jedi
person.
no ooh-woo Carded over here. Kiss the monster!
Alright, let's try the nearest door. That seems like the most logical option.
Yes.
It just occurred to me, and it concerns me that it has an eye dig. Maybe it's not a good ooh-woo.
Why do you keep pointing these things? First you ruined the frickin' mortar and pestle with the jeans. And now
You
you're
got
ruining
that
the
booty!
soulless eye
So I
penis.
got the maple bottom
Why-
jeans.
it's-
jeans
why is
with
it
the
look-
fur.
Why is
If
its
you
crotch
got to-
looking at you? It's weird.
If you got the option to make it weird, why not go for it?
I
Stop
guess.
looking at me with your peen.
Yes.
His eyes are down there.
Literally.
Alright, so we're
His
trying the door,
eye.
is that what I heard?
Yes.
I whirl, grabbing at the handle of the closest door. It turns completely, the hinges creaking as I push, and I feel a flash of hope before a weight hits the door from the other side and slams it shut. The click of the lock turning is grimly final. In this wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood, never mind a stranger. The soulless gives a rasping hiss. It's the only warning I get before it lunges for me with a flash of claws.
Not again!
I hurl myself to the side, but the slick cobblestones betray me. I fall, sprawling out over rough stone.
See, I'm gonna fall trip.
We're the damsel in distress. We have to trip and fall when the killer's chasing us.
True.
Oh
True.
no, who
Yeah.
will save us?
Oh no!
Oh no! Whatever could we do?
As the soulless looms over me, I scramble away from it until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill,
Or is it a kill?
but the impact never comes.
Ooh.
I warily crack one eye open, then the other, not sure whether I should believe what I'm seeing. A hooded
It is
figure
time.
crouches in front of me, one blood-stained hand outstretched. Moonlight silvers the edge of their stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood, and the soulless... My eyes dart past my unexpected rescuer to the misshapen form behind them. The soulless's many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly under its body. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. It's dead. After all the people it's killed, after nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it.
Look
would
at what you
like
did.
to
You
be-
ruined our date. Ruined our date night.
Well,
Yeah, how dare you?
they ruined our date. I guess they're gonna have to be our date now.
Fair,
Who would like
fair.
to be the hunter?
I'll have a go at the hunter if you want. I've only had the guy.
The guy.
Larian. Larian?
Leander.
Leander, that's
So
him.
Jedi is
The guy.
taking the boisterous dude bro and the twink. Yeah, you have quite a
Boisterous-
range,
right.
Jedi.
Wait,
Leander's not dude, bro.
He's a fuckboy.
What?
He's
He's such a fuckboy. What do you mean?
How dare you?
The bartender called him
kind of
out.
is.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. He's the
such
bard.
he's a nice guy.
He's a bard.
He helped us. He understood our plight.
Well, Hunter
and
also
sent
helped us.
on our way with advice and even got us a room. I mean, I don't know what else. I
Yeah,
don't know
the
what else
room that he
we want.
apparently likes to fuck random people in on a fairly
Well,
regular
he
basis.
He didn't. He didn't pull us into his shenanigans.
Yet.
What do you mean? I'm sure when the time comes, there will be consent.
I would hope so. I take it
Yeah.
you've already welled us.
I have not known. I've been working up to the gradual attempt of a voice.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to well you now that you've skipped it?
If you would like to, Jedi, if you would like a warm-up of a single word, go ahead.
Well,
Damn. Wait, where did that come
Just
from?
busting out his one femme voice.
what do you mean? How dare you? Look, I don't practice femme voices, alright?
You also don't have to, like, if you don't want to, you don't have to go for, like, a femme voice, because I'm pretty sure this character is actually non-binary.
Yeah.
So you can just do whatever you want, honestly.
It's fine.
Just do whatever feels right.
Okay,
I'll go with airy.
Mm-hmm,
Like this. A little up here, like this.
Yeah.
Sure. I gingerly take the offered hand. The stranger's gaze dips into my bandages. Pale lips part on the brink of a question, then close again. With a strength belying their slight frame, they pull me to my feet. As soon as I'm on my own 2 feet again, they pull away from me and start wiping the blood from their face and hands.
Stay there.
They turn away from me stiffly, leaning over the Solus's gangly body. With their back towards me, I realized that I saw their hooded silhouette at the Cenobium. Okay, as a short person, I have to
Don't do
decline
that.
the third option.
Yeah, no, that's just mean and uncalled for.
I say we lean into our current position and go for the damsel option.
You saved me!
I shouldn't have had to.
Their harsh response takes me aback. Before I can formulate a response, they continue.
What are you thinking, traveling alone at night?
Dude, I have had the weirdest day. It's a long story.
Dude, I literally died.
I've died like 3
is
times.
far from the worst thing haunting Lowtown.
I can't make heads or tails of them. First they save me, now they scold me? Lesson learned. I could do without the lecture, though. To my surprise, they break eye contact. Their attention glides back to the Solus's corpse. They examine it with inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. So I'm Habidian.
Min,
Suddenly, Min tenses. Their blades flash as they drive it into the back of the Solus's neck. Solus thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Min leaves on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch, and the creature goes limp. My heart thuds in my chest. It must have been clinging to life by a thread. Min straightens up, withdrawing their blade in a single smooth motion.
better to put wretched things like this out of their misery.
Oh, I don't know, it didn't seem very miserable. It seemed actually quite happy as it was ripping people apart. They calmly clean
Also,
the blood from their knife. What?
Also, can I just say this character is hot?
Yes, very.
So this
Very
one
much
is
so.
Hannah's type. Got it.
Good to know. Good to know.
Good
I like broody edgelords. What's your hair? What's my
They are
face?
quite broody, edgelord. They calmly
True.
cleaned the blood from their knife. That swift, unhesitating, lethal strike wasn't the work of an amateur. But they don't act like any of the cold-blooded killers I've seen in the past. Why is a soulless inside the city? Min looks at me, eyes searching, before realization draws.
You're new here. There's no walls around the city. Soulless can come and go as they please, until someone is contracted to stop them. The Cenobium's patrols don't bother to protect Lowtown. Not anymore.
Let me guess, you're not a fan of the Cenobium.
I wouldn't go that far.
Their brow abruptly furrows and they sheathe their knife, motioning for me to follow them.
It's not safe here. The vultures can smell death.
I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in this city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. If it's so dangerous, then why are you helping me?
I came for the bounty on that soulless, and you were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise.
Wow, don't sugarcoat it.
I mean, good warning. Their answer is stingingly harsh.
I appreciate their bluntness.
Yeah, I think we just need
Yeah.
to, like, remember where we were. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm a little lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings.
And what makes you think I'll help you?
Bro, you just told us to follow you. What do you mean? Nothing, but there's no harm in asking.
Yeah.
That seems to catch them off guard. Their brow knits and they look away, scowling. Baka.
How
Yes,
troublesome.
this is a tsundere character.
This is such the Cinderella character. A voice on the wind. Who could it be? I think it's Jedi.
Hannapanana?
Nope, I misremembered.
Well, it wasn't me.
Arixyan, go!
Yes. Wait.
Yes. I turn,
Okay.
surprised by the voice. Curtis walks down the street towards us. His white and gold clothing is pristine, despite the grime of the city.
Hello, Min. I see that soulless was your work.
Min shrugs. There's a familiarity to the way they regard each other. So, do we address Curtis, or do we, needle Min a little more? Just really, really rile him up.
I didn't know you had friends. We literally met just like a
Yeah, I know, right?
minute ago.
And I guess they've been kind of rude, so. Eh. So,
mean-
are we going with the sensible answer?
I don't know. I'd probably poke them in personally. They've been pretty sharp with us, so it'd hurt to give them a little jab back.
I mean, they did save
It's a
lives.
cheap shot.
You know what, Hannah?
It's a cheap shot, but
Min seems to be your favorite so far. Do you want to needle them a little more, really wind their gears, or should we just talk to Curtis, the guy we know?
As much as I would like to wind gears,
They
It
did
seems
just
like a
save our
bomb.
life, so.
it's uncalled for, but we could do it anyway.
I guess it is unwise to piss off an established killer.
Yeah, let's not
True.
hassle the trained assassin that can
Yeah.
take out Soulless for fun. You know them?
Min is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They're quite reliable.
Unreliable freelancers don't eat.
There's
Just take the
something.
compliment.
There's something Curtis isn't saying here.
Hannapanana needs to get back to wherever they're staying before they wander into the jaws of another soulless.
It is late. Were you able to find a place to stay, Hyperion?
I'm staying at the Wet Wick. Both their faces fall.
I can never do. I.
Wow,
Yeah.
the resounding disappointment.
Just
We are
no.
just disappointing everyone we meet.
I
Perfect.
mean, with a name like that, how can you not?
Honestly, yeah. I see. Would you like a guide? It might be preferable to wandering about alleyways.
That would be nice. Min clicks their tongue and sighs, sounding mightily put out.
Fine.
Going to the Amaryllis district? That gaudy cesspit?
Come, this way.
No one said you had to come in. You can go back to whatever you were doing. Despite Min's clear distaste, when Curris leads me down the street, they keep pace with us. Catching my curious glance, Min's eyes narrow.
It's not safe this late. I don't care about you, but Curris is the only doctor worth a damn in this place.
Are you like this with everyone? The deadpan look Min gives me is answer enough. I catch Curris hiding a slight smile.
Not like a carer and big box.
Yeah, exactly, Baka. I don't care about you, Baka.
Oh no! Not Min being a tsundere or something. Oh no.
What do you mean not Min being tsundere? They're the tsundere character, Arixyan. I have bad news for you.
Oh no! Not the tsundere.
Even if they weren't,
characters.
we're here to ruin all of your favorite hot people.
Sorry.
Not sorry.
No, not really.
I suppress a sigh and resign myself to having a grumpy shadow all the way back to the Wet Wick. The route Curris takes is completely different from my slow meandering earlier in the morning. In no time at all, he cuts through the darkest streets and twisting alleys. It seems like half the city is poured into the Amaryllis district's colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet the most noise still comes from the Wet Wick. Its doors hang wide open, lanterns lit.
Here we are.
He moves towards the door, and Min lets out an audible huff.
Don't tell me you're going in.
I have some quick business with Leander.
Ugh, fine. He still owes me for yesterday's work.
They drag their feet, reluctantly trailing me into the tavern.
Just where I have to talk to myself.
There might be a lot of talking to ourselves.
But talking in different voices.
Yeah, I gotta remember all your voices, keep them straight.
All two of them.
Yep.
Hey Hannah, remember you're the barman.
And
yeah.
the other... Yeah, we'll see. As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rolls over me. In the hour since I left, the wick has grown suffocatingly crowded. Curris stands out, easily a head taller than most. Even so, I nearly lose sight of him in the sea of swarming bodies.
Pardon me.
The crowd parts as though answering his request. Curris glances over his shoulder at Min and me before gliding through.
How can anyone breathe in here?
Min follows Curris at a clipped pace. Leander is right where I left him, although he's traded places with the bartender. He holds a pair of shot glasses filled to the brim with luminous green liquid.
And now for the finishing touch.
A flash of magic paints the glasses white with frost.
You're never gonna guess what's in these.
Leander slides the glasses across the bar, and I get my third and fourth shocks of the evening in rapid succession. Ais leans against the bar, an elbow propped up on the counter. He catches the glasses and lifts one to the light before turning it upside down. The contents, magically congealed, stay firmly in place.
You're supposed to make drinks, pretty boy. Don't tell me you wasted already.
Veer, perched on the bar's counter beside Ais, takes a single look at the shot glass and shakes his head.
Oh god, I gotta remember voice.
Sassy bitch.
Oh yeah, right. What have we here? A bucket full of a bucket.
Boogers. Oh my
Boogers.
god.
He's got a
bucket
boogie.
full of boogers. Leander's nose treasure.
You've eaten worse.
I don't doubt it.
I like the idea that Veer actually answered that. Veer's lips twitch and his ears flatten
I'm getting
when
into character.
you're getting sassy,
Acting.
sassy bitch Hannah.
Let's go.
Veer's lips twitch and his ears flatten when Nais offers him a glass. He turns his cheek with a sniff and Nais just snickers.
Coward.
Don't tell me you're actually...
In one fluid motion, Nais throws back his head and downs the shot.
drinking that. Yeah, I guess you are.
A dark
Well.
look crosses Ace's face.
It's chewy.
It's chewy.
Huey? Wait, let me try again.
Behind me, Min grumbles.
I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. Oh, you throw fit right in. If it isn't Curus and Min.
At the sound of Leander's voice, Min's pale eyes grow wide. They look ready to bolt until Curus sets a hand on their shoulder.
I promise this will not take long.
Min's eyes dart from Curus's hands to his face, then soften.
Fine, you first.
While they step forward, I linger behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All of the people I've met today know each other.
Good evening, Leander, Ice. Another drinking competition, I presume.
Oh, is it evening already? Could have sworn it was earlier.
So he is drunk already. Good to know.
Just some friendly, just some friendly rivalry, Doctor. Nothing to be afraid of.
Curus acknowledges Leander and Nais with the slightest nod, ignoring Veer entirely. Not that Veer seems to mind. He tilts his head, and an impish smile curves his lips when he spots Min looming silently behind Curus.
Oh, I almost didn't see you there, Min. Looking for your booster seat?
Damn!
Oh.
Min pushes back their hood. They level Veer with a cool look.
I thought Ace wasn't allowed to bring his pets in here.
Veer's tail gives an angry twitch.
God.
Look at these lads!
Look at him.
At the first sign of an impending fight, Leander vaults clear over the counter. He slides between Ice and Curus.
Nah. Try to keep the peace. Not every day the esteemed doctor takes us up on a drink.
His arm snakes around Curus's shoulders.
You are finally taking me up on that drink, right, Curus?
I'm afraid not. We were merely escorting Habitian back to their lodgings.
I like that Arixyan forgot our name.
Oh god, how to say it? I was like, wait, what is this word?
Whatever feels right, I guess.
Arixyan's starting to lose too many pretty faces on screen at once.
I know, it's hard to read.
I was distracted, guys. I'm sorry.
Curus gestures in my direction and my stomach sinks. I reluctantly step into the light. As soon as he sees me, Leander's face brightens.
Habedian! It's been too long! Everyone, this is Habedian. They're new to Iridia.
I feel 5 pairs of eyes fix onto me, and suddenly the bar feels suffocatingly small. My voice nearly catches in my throat.
Can I just say that Leander was the best choice ever for Jedi?
Why do you
Yes,
think I was
it's
like,
perfect.
Jedi should take this one? He's the showman, of course I want Jedi to So, we've met, or... Hi again. We've met, or we've met.
Well, yeah.
Let's do the really awkward hi again.
Yeah, let's do it the awkward way.
Hi everyone. Again.
Again? Wait, we've already met everyone?
Ace and Veer level me with suddenly bemused expressions. Veer's tail gives a lazy wag.
We did, not that long ago, either.
I'm starting to suspect they're stalking me.
He looks far too pleased with himself when I roll my eyes.
Can I just say that I want to steal Min's outfit, like, just...
It's very
just
good.
Absolutely. Like,
It's great outfit.
I always appreciate a good cloak.
honestly, yeah. Yeah.
And I always
absolutely.
appreciate Jedi reading his line.
I'm getting to it. We were
Oh.
discussing costumes. This calls for drinks. What does everybody want?
Not snot shot.
Not boogers.
In an instant,
Everything
all...
but boogers.
Anything but the booger shot.
The chewy one.
Not the Cthulhu Kool-Aid either.
You know,
No Kool-Aid.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Kool-Aid. What the Kool-Aid?
In an instant, all eyes turn to Leander, freeing me from the burden of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk amongst themselves feels surreal. But for the first time since I undertook the journey to Iridia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I know I was meant to meet them. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulls me from my restless thoughts.
Ah, well, color me surprised. You make friends fast, Tibetian.
I wouldn't go that far. We're more like acquaintances.
A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with yet.
Spoken like a true bard.
A wise man? You said that here last week.
I can hear Min's lip curl with the distaste from across the bar. Leander clears his throat and continues, unperturbed.
Let's toast to Hebedian's health. Care to join in, Doctor?
Curris politely declines with a wave of his hand.
How about you, Min? No. Are you? No.
Oh my god, Min is LT! From earlier.
Oh my god.
No.
We literally found the perfect role.
Also, look how fucking big Curris's hand is on Min.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
He big boy. And there's LT
That
with
hand
the
should
no.
be on me. My goodness, yeah.
Oh, Arixyan, I've missed you so much.
Oh, thank you. I missed you too.
A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all turn in the direction of the noise. Veer looks almost bashful as he accepts an overflowing flute from the bartender, poured from a bottle so old its label has been worn blank.
They serve champagne here? Since when?
Veer paused. It's his bar! He doesn't know. All he drinks is piss beer, so... Veer pauses in the middle of flicking champagne foam from his fingers with a coy smile.
You don't mind, do you?
In a transformation as impressive as his magic trick, the concern on Leander's face vanishes. He laughs softly.
Oh, be my guest. I know you've got expensive taste. Ha ha!
Then he shoots the bartender a frantic look. Unbothered or uninterested in his company, Ace cants his head at me, a light smile on his lips.
How about you, Sparrow? I did say I'd buy you a drink earlier.
No, my treat.
Ace regards Leander over the lip of his glass. In the dim light, the glint in his crimson eyes looks downright dangerous.
What'll it be, Hannapanana?
Look at all these beautiful men fighting over who gets to buy us a drink. Arixyan's in heaven.
Oh my god.
Arixyan's
Also,
over there
yeah,
sweating a little.
Like this.
Did you notice LT's displeasure?
Yeah.
Unrealistic, everyone falling over themselves to get us a drink. What do you mean? We're the hottest thing in town.
We are.
This is why you play video games, because you
Yeah,
can't have this in real life.
yeah. To pretend.
You can have it.
I swear to God, if you pick water here, I'm leaving the call.
I picked up my water because I thought we were gonna have a round 2 of we all hydrate and be
I will
sensible.
take a drink of water, yes.
Because we
Yes,
are
let's
good
hydrate.
streamers.
Hydrate.
Chat, hydrate.
Hydrate or die, mate.
And Habitian's gonna take that drink.
Yeah.
I'll take you up on that drink, as long as it's not one of those green shots. Make you?
Yeah,
Or
no blood, no Kool-Aid.
LT. Be careful what you wish
Kool-Aid,
for.
No Boogerade.
Should we?
Don't knock them till you've tried them. They taste better than they look.
Somehow I doubt that, but I hold my tongue long enough for Leander to go behind the bar. He's lying, isn't he? When I glance at Ace, he only shrugs.
Like I said, they were chewy. Probably poison too.
He considers his own drink a tumbler of amber-colored whiskey.
Leander's tried to kill me a dozen times by now. It's always a gamble.
Such a healthy relationship they all have together.
You know, I love this friendship. I love this dynamic. Like,
Veer clicks his tongue in disapproval. When he finally looks my way, it's with a half-lidded gaze softened by his third glass of champagne.
Were I you, I wouldn't let Leander put anything in my mouth.
well,
You
thankfully,
would know,
you are
Veer.
not.
He fans his fingers over his chest, voice dripping with fake reverence.
The Wet Wick is one of the finest drinking establishments in all of Iridia. While you're here, you may as well partake in... I think I need to read before I do that. I can't read both at the same time. The Wet Wick is one of the finest drinking establishments in all of Iridia. While you're here, you may as well partake in of the signature watered-down drinks and stale nut leather. Wait, nut leather?
Do I want to know what that is?
Probably not.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's like a granola bar or something.
Oh, I thought that just meant the crotch of people's pants.
I mean, it is
That could
fear,
also
to be
be.
fair.
I mean, the place is called the Wet Wick, which is basically the wet thing.
Also, all of these boys are very horny.
Oh look, this sentence actually goes into what the
Yeah.
identification of nut leather.
Yes, it's almost like if you wait, you'll get answers. He sweeps his hand towards a chipped ceramic bowl filled with spindly, speckled jerky that I can only assume is nut leather. What is with the food in this city?
Ew.
As abysmal as you make it sound, this place is completely packed.
It's not all bad. Depending on the day, the food's edible.
Ah, that sounds amazing.
Ace takes a measured sip of his drink.
Gotta stick around for the real attractions, though.
Yeah, wait, you mean these guys aren't the real attractions?
I mean,
They
yeah,
are.
not over here.
Before I can ask what he means, Leander returns with a tumbler that he sets in front of me, and even chunks of ice bob in a pool of reddish-purple alcohol. I sniff the
I guess
drinks.
Vinto.
Huh?
This man bring us Vimto?
Yeah, it's like wine with ice in it. Sounds like England. Fried dough, random dried meat, whiskey.
True.
Just
Fair
needs
enough.
needs some good fish and chips. Perhaps a little. There was a fish. There was a fish. We just
that's
need
true.
confirmation
Like,
that potatoes exist in this universe.
I mean, if they have whiskey, they have potatoes as well, don't they? Isn't whiskey
Well,
made from
vodka
potatoes?
is potatoes.
Oh,
I
whoopsie.
don't actually know about whiskey.
It's like barley, isn't it? Whiskey?
Yeah, I think it's just another barley drink.
Wheat and all that.
Also, where are they growing this all if the surrounding area is a
I
wasteland?
don't know. Maybe
What
they've got like a magic terrarium somewhere.
Maybe there's a lot of rooftop gardens that we just haven't seen. LT
What is
adds
that?
to the England comparison. Mushed up peas, horrific monsters that hunt you through the streets, just like home.
Aw.
I sniff the drink suspiciously. To my relief, this time all I smell is the sharp, clean scent of gin with an undercurrent of fermented fruit. Click. There we go. Dots.
Relax, it's just a local specialty. Plum gin. Although if you're feeling more adventurous.
I know plum wine is pretty good. I don't know about plum gin. I shake my head. Leander raps his knuckles against the bar until the group falls silent.
Alright, everyone, let's toast! May Hebedian's stay in Iridia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers!
Leander, Ice, and Veer raise their glasses in unison. Min only crosses their arms, and Kuris watches with polite indifference. I tip back my drink. The plum gin is eye-wateringly strong. Despite a sharp medicinal edge, it goes down smooth. One sip softens the edges of my vision. The next fades the din of the crowded bar into a low, persistent murmur. I find myself unwinding for what feels like the first time in years.
Are you the popular one, Hebedian? I'm glad you met Kuris first.
Yes, we did say he's the one who sent us.
It would be more accurate to say that I found them.
He saved my life.
I merely performed my duty as a doctor.
No, I must admit I was confused when I woke up missing all my clothes. Leander makes a choked noise. Somewhere behind him, Min's sighs.
Like, oops. You weren't supposed to say that.
Chris is like, we went over this! They were shredded! They were destroyed! I had to get rid of them!
Or were they?
It's not what you think!
Hebedian was in grave condition. I could hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes.
The silence that follows stretches uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Kuris' disappointment, and catch Veer snickering behind his hand. That's my cue to change the topic. Kuris isn't the only one who saved me today.
Don't you listen? I didn't save you. You were simply there.
Baka.
That's Min for you.
Leander reaches for Min, but they duck under his arm with practiced ease, without so much as looking his way.
As reliable as they are moody. My god, it is LT.
It's our boy.
You'll want to talk, considering you neglected to warn them to stay off the streets at night. Oh, I might have gotten a little distracted.
I mean, Ice also kind of kicked us out at sundown, so, Min's only response is a short breath. At any rate, I never got a chance to thank you, Min.
Don't. The less soulless alive, the better.
For a heartbeat, Min's eyes flick towards Ace, and their lips twist. Ace is too busy nodding along to Veer's enthusiastic pantomime of stabbing to notice, lost no doubt in an enthralling discussion.
I've had enough of this hellhole. Let's go.
Min and Kira share a brief look, then the doctor speaks up.
Very well, but there's something that I must discuss with Leander. If you'll excuse us, Bidian.
And just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to savor my gin in silence. Or so I think, until I hear a voice so soft and low it's practically a purr.
Oh.
Go ahead, Hannah. Purr for me.
There's a line.
Thought that might get her.
Lost your
Sassy
tour
bitch!
guide. Lost your tour guide.
I turn to find crimson and pink eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that they chose the instant the others left to strike. Just my luck. I had to be abandoned with the two most irritating people I've met all day. Monsters or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them push me again.
Don't tell me Leander already snuck off to get his...
Go ahead, Hannah, I didn't quite hear it.
Oh, I think I need a booger drink to...
I think I need a booger drink.
do this dialogue.
What's wrong, Hannah?
Read the line, Hannah.
I'm so glad we gave Hannah the, lewdest, most disgusting character in this game.
Go on now.
Don't tell me Leander already snuck off to get his knob clobbered out back.
Clobbered? Oh god!
Oh god!
Clobbered! I can't word.
He's got an interesting time.
We don't kink shame here.
We do
Some
not.
people are into that. Learning a new side of Hannah
the
here.
The place is called the Wet Dick. So
Oh no,
Wink.
this isn't a new side, BP. This is not new.
Why do you think we have Hannah here today? Because she's the person that we want with us when we do lewd games. And then we tell her to be lewd, and she gets all worried about it. Embrace it, Hannah.
I will try.
You gonna read the line, Birdie?
I was waiting for everyone to settle. I don't know, he's got business with Curious and Min.
Ah, 2-on-2 business, I see. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's a tea lucky.
Ooh woo.
I've done that happen.
Veer is just the ooh woo character. I can't tell if it's the champagne or the company, but Veer's grown noticeably more relaxed.
Are you sure about that?
He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand. His ears twitch whenever a hiccup shakes his shoulders.
Aww.
Why are you so far away? Come join us.
No, thank you, actually.
Yeah, I'm good over here, far away from you.
Exactly.
He pats the empty bar stool beside Ais, but I hesitate. The smile Veer wears is sweet and distinctly sly, and with drinks in the mix, I dread how he and Ace will mess with me next.
We don't bite.
Oh my
Are you
bad.
sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Just hours ago, he tried to rob me and you threatened me.
At least our character got some sense.
I love our character for being so fucking real.
The pendulum swings from utter idiot to, super street smart. And it's very...
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Me steal? Le gasp. Surely you must be mistaken.
J'accuse!
I don't think Le Gasp was in the lines, but very good.
No, but it's
No,
just something he would say.
Artistic freedom. Okay.
Yeah, neither were all the dudes and bros from earlier, but...
You sure it was me?
Yes, it was you. And then you had the gall to kick me out just so you could go drinking. He gives another one of his shrugs.
That was lovely.
Wow. Are we not good enough company for him? A simpler answer than I expected, but I guess I can't fault him for that.
The
Veers...
tentacles were not enough.
Yeah, right? You had so many friends.
Yeah.
Veer suddenly slumps forward, gossamer sleeves pooling where he rests his elbows on his knees. I sense his hand on Veer's waist, narrowly preventing him from tipping off the counter.
How about we start fresh? Begin with proper introduction, get off on the right foot, and whatnot. I'll start. The name's Veer, Hunter Extraordinaire.
Veer's right hand flutters to his chest and he bows his head, flinching when hair falls into his eyes. Ace doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. Do we go along with the reintroductions, or are we just like, nah, fuck you guys?
Let's go along with it. Let's play along.
Okay, we were jerks to them earlier because they were jerks to us, but now we're turning over a new leaf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, being less jerky.
Hi, I'm Habidian.
And I have a drinking problem.
Hi, Habidian.
I have video.
Veer considers me for a long moment, his tail idly swaying behind him. Then he knocks back the rest of his champagne.
Well, it's a pleasure to formally meet you, Habidian.
He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. A tingle jumps down my spine. I quickly turn my gaze away. He smirks at my reaction over the rim of his glass. Something funny?
Nope.
I open my mouth and close it just as quickly. They want me to react, goading me into another ridiculous game. While their sharp cat-like eyes keep me on edge, something about this tension is fun. It must be the gin.
Horny.
Ooh.
Ooh, boo.
The engine's starting. The engine's starting.
We're learning things about ourselves that we never knew before.
Yes, exactly.
A flash of white over Ace's shoulder catches my eye. Across the bar, Curious heads for the door. I don't see Leander I'm in, but it feels wrong to let him leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Veer hums and wags his fingers at me as I leave. I slip through the crowd, careful not to touch anyone, but just as I'm nearing Curious... Agah! Agah! As Rox would say.
Yeah.
I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck thicker than both my thighs. He stares down at me, nostrils flaring.
Oh my way, shitstain!
Oh, here I thought Arixyan was all a bloodhounds. My words spill out on their own. You watch it! I regret them as soon as they leave my mouth. That fucking gin. The roughneck wheels around, shoving a bloodhound out of the way so he can close in on me.
What did you say?
He shoves me backwards, sending me stumbling to the sticky floor. Why is it sticky? I'm fine, but my heart leaps into my throat when I see the roughneck bearing down on me.
You trying to start something here? Oh no, wait, that's the wrong one, isn't it?
No, that was the roughneck.
No, that was a bloodhound.
Oh.
That was not my line.
Oh, you stole Arixyan's line! How could you?
All Arixyan's line. I'm sorry.
Right, it's alright.
The roughneck freezes, his fist cocked back. A group of bloodhounds called by the commotion circle him, sizing him up. For what feels like an agonizingly long moment, the roughneck looks from me to the bloodhounds. Finally, he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. The lob narrowly misses my cheek.
Robert, too many freaks in this circus tonight.
He turns his back on me and comes face to face with Ace. A dangerous smile spreads across his face.
You'll do.
What happens next is a blur. Ace's fist crashes into the roughneck's jaw, causing an eruption of gasps, shouts, and even cheers around us. I scramble to my feet right as the frantic crowd swarms around me, cutting off my sight of everything and everyone. Through the ruckus, I hear Leander shouting.
Hey, hey! Ace, take it outside! Ignore them, everyone! Look! Drinks are on me!
You know, I appreciate that Leander's solution to every single problem is just, hey, more drinks! On me! Let's go!
Hey,
Back to
in
the
this
bar,
economy,
everyone!
Apparently you don't need money, so...
Yeah. I don't know, he got real nervous about that champagne. Apparently that was the wallet breaker. With those 4 words, the wick erupts with hoots and hollers. The ring around me disperses as the bloodhounds and onlookers rush towards the bar. Through the thinning crowd, I catch glimpses of familiar faces. Ace vanishes out the back, dragging the roughneck behind him. Kuris lingers near the door, searching, I suspect, for any wounded before he departs. Min draws their hood up tight as they slip out a side door. While Veer leans over the counter to swipe a glass of wine from behind the bar. And Leander, seated at the opposite end of the bar, gestures dramatically and apologetically at the bartender. In the space of a heartbeat, I realize there's no telling when or if I'll see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue may be the last person I get to speak to tonight. We have a choice to make.
You can click save, and then you can come back to the save moment later on.
Save scumming?
Alternatively,
Yes.
we have been going for about 4 hours. We could just leave it on this cliffhanger and say if you want to see what each of them has to say after they're gone, you might just have to download the demo yourself. It is just a demo.
Yes.
That's a bit scummy.
Reminder that
Hashtag not sponsored.
Being sponsored by all these games we keep playing and adding.
I know, right? So,
Birdie, that's just a dick move. I want to see what happens.
well, Hannah, once again, the game is a demo and it's free to download on Steam.
Fine.
For curiosity's sake, who would be everyone's choice?
Leander.
Okay.
Well, I told you about my experiences with taking the bear route, so this time I would probably take Kushash's route.
Really? You took the Veer route?
I did.
I thought you'd go straight for Curious.
No, I should have though. I should have, but I went for bear.
I like weird.
Who would you go with, chat?
It's not lost on me that everybody is going with the person they voiced.
I mean,
No bias, I'm sure.
Who would you go with, Birdie?
Curious.
Who would your choice be?
Curious. I'm with Arixyan.
I see.
Let's go. We're
I did like
sharing.
Aice's story, though. He grows on you, if you talk to him.
Who's?
Ais.